Late Night Grin. Also, what does that name mean?
We're back, folks. Happy Friday. Happy Grin Day. 201. And the start of a new format around these parts. So we're going to do every once in a while. Not too often. Don't worry. But we will be occasionally partaking in something that I used to do in a column form, which is the best of the rest, in which we're going to cover some of the brands that get less love around these parts. As you can see, there is no Kaden Lee. He is late. That would be fine if he didn't 20 minutes ago message us celebrating the fact that he'd be on time. He's not on time. Thankfully, we have royalty among us. We have a legend. We have an LNG Hall of Famer. Jack Crosby, I'm so glad to see you. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How you guys doing? I'm just here to learn because I don't know what the hell is going on in any of these promotions. So I'm just here to hang out, learn a few things.
Yeah.
Say some stupid shit every like 10 minutes or so.
The LNG experience, right? Learn a few things, say some stupid shit. I love it. Tremendous. Novi, how are you?
Doing pretty good, Joe. I have extensive notes on the Major League Wrestling to cover tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And directly before this, I watched Terminator 2. James Cameron makes the movie magic. I'm just going to be honest with you. Give him $1 billion every time, and he'll make something special.
I don't know how to tell you this, but Terminator 2 is not a Court Bauer or MLW production. You're aware of this, right? That's not.
I know. That's why I did the homework on the Court Bauer stuff beforehand. And then I got to that was like extra credit to me.
Like a warm-up kind of thing?
A little bit, yeah.
I hear that.
Because, he has a high budget, so does MLW.
Yeah. Great point. Excellent point. We'll learn more about that, I'm sure, shortly. The Oracle of Wrestling. How are you tonight?
All right. I don't have any notes. I guess I have some of these little spreadsheet gimmicks I've made over the past.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to search out these ones is going to be difficult. There's only like 3 of them. But, I'm here to talk about TNA, of which I, put on while I'm doing podcasts with you guys and have on mute. You don't really know what's going on, but I'm here to talk about it anyways. Because I'm the only one here who has turned it back on after the first week.
I just thought it was funniest. That was the funniest outcome was to get you in that role. I just thought that was just the right thing to do.
I'm the only one watching it, so
yeah. Well, you and 250,000 others apparently.
There you go.
Be said.
Good point.
For those of you wondering why this appeared on the screen, while we do endorse the message, Brainbuster legitimately joined the StreamYard to put this on the screen and left. Like
he's an asshole.
It's just next level stuff. Donnie, how are you, bro?
I don't know. I've watched 7 episodes of NXT this week, and I think my life has been forever shattered.
7?
I don't really know. It's 7 episodes.
Why'd you watch 7?
He loves.
That's how many they've done this year, bro. I love this business.
Oh, we were supposed to watch the whole year?
Wait, you did. You just only have one show.
Yeah, listen, bro. I love this industry. I don't know if I love Shawn Michaels as much anymore, but this will be fun. I hope. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
What's this? NXT? Is that NXT? Are we on?
Yeah, that's what Donnie's covering. I personally, Jack,
the whatever this fucking vanity project is, like get these.
Oh, dude, don't even get
the fuck is.
Jack,
I do have Twitter. I am on Twitter. Like, what the fuck is going? Donnie's is what I'm most interested in.
Oh, let's see.
Jack, trust me. You be proud of me. I led from the front. I watched 8 episodes of NWA Power, brother. Ain't no topping that. I'm the leader here. I led from the front. But we'll see. We'll learn tonight as a family. We're going to learn. We have a lot of business to handle. Before we get into any of that, my friend Novi has some advice for you. If you're excited, you're fired up for the stream, how you can show us that. Isn't that right, Novi?
Dude, they got to smash the fucking like button.
Excellent.
They have to.
Excellent point. Okay, our friend Big Fat Orange Cat, it's in a super chance. A question for all of you during your promotion analysis. Could you please give us a top 5 workers in your territory of assignment? Could be a wrestler, tag team manager, announcer, interview. So we will circle back to this, Big Fat Orange Cat. We'll actually work this into the format. So when we go by each one, I'm going to leave this in the starred comments. Thank you very much for the super chat. We'll do it then, and that makes the most sense. Manny McIntosh is a new member. Welcome aboard, bro. Appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the grins. Darren has sent a super chat and said, best the rest, but no JCW tonight. I'll be expecting Joe to do that next month. The Mighty NWA back on NWA at last. They'll not be happening anytime in the foreseeable future. I don't intend to ever watch an episode of JCW, but I'm happy for all of those that are into that kind of thing. The National Wrestling Alliance is, it's a matter of heritage, prestige, and honor. It's a different thing. So, yeah, thank you, Darren. Appreciate you, but that will not be happening, I'm afraid.
All right. Some honor tonight, Joe, considering the absentee here.
Yes, he's no doubt. This popped me from Jason. He said Caden's watching 5 episodes of Ring of Honor at the same time. Just one monitor. Just one monitor. 5 Darius Martin matches all at the same time.
Yeah. Also, I should note too before he gets here, Kaden Lee routinely updated us on what he was doing, watching his promotion. Yep. None of us did that. Only him.
Yeah. He did all this, by the way, and just watched a few episodes.
Yeah, watched a couple episodes. And was just like, this sucks.
But then again, Troy is right. He could just be organizing his pin collection. It's an excellent point.
Hard to say.
Our great friend John Burr sent a couple of super chats and said, and I quote, "Will we get to watch Caden Lee's Buddy Landell-esque comeuppance live on the air?" So I'll say, really, if he shows up, we'll circle back to this. But Oracle question. Could Caden Lee spot Buddy Landell out of a lineup of wrestlers from yesteryear?
No.
No way.
No.
All right, here he is, folks.
Way.
He has arrived in gorilla position. Caden Lee, how are you?
Joe,
Look how nervous he is.
without giving up too much information, I fell asleep.
There's no way you fell asleep.
I'm not kidding. Genuinely fell asleep.
Wow.
You're a terrible guy.
Leighton Lee.
Oh my
Leighton
God.
Lee is
Novi, I
ridiculous.
wish I was kidding. Genuinely fell asleep.
Dude,
That's
I,
what- like,
so
I'm not-
I feel
not
like it would
even-
be okay for me to expose why you're celebrating yourself being on time now, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Just
What is
Just know
Should
that,
be
but
said that Caden Lee legitimately announced, I will be in good form tonight, and that was 25 minutes ago. We need to stress that. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
he must have been watching that Orton Malachi Black match. There you go, John. There's no commitments for a character like this. He just keeps on moving. It is what it is. But you're doing okay, Caden, right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, John. Who also said, when I was Super Chat, I was supposed to be sitting next to Oracle's dad at a deathmatch tournament tonight. Is he there?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is sensational.
My dad goes
Do
to
it.
ICW every month, dude, or whenever they come to.
I know, but that
February.
particular lineup, I just didn't even.
He goes every time. He's like, yeah, he does that thing.
He loves the business, doesn't he?
He hangs out with
Frankly.
Darren McCarty and fucking watches. He just loves it. Yeah.
He loves the business. But he's ill. Oh, we send our well wishes, John. We hope you're all right, mate. This is a welcome consolation. What's the format? Well, it's really quite simple, as Mike Tenay would say. We have basically our equivalent of beat correspondence on the case. Novi's in charge of MLW talk tonight. Caden, Ring of Honor. Oracle TNA. Donnie NXT. Myself NWA. Jack is going to be overseeing this while he's here, which is an added bonus for the masses. And we're basically going to go one by one. We're going to tell everyone what we, kind of show and tell style, what we learn in our journey through these promotions. I do want to stress this now, and this actually is very important. This show is not, while there will be funny moments as we talk about stuff that sucks, because stuff does suck, that's part of wrestling. The point of this show isn't us just putting the boots to 5 wrestling shows. There's
then
not really but genuinely, there isn't much to be gained from us just going, breaking news, guys, the NWA sucks, right? It's not really, it doesn't add much to the game. So this is supposed to be a little more, lenient, more constructive, if you will. It's more just talking broadly about the stuff we saw, what you thought of it. But it isn't, I wouldn't expect any sort of rants and such, I guess would be the way I put it. I mean, maybe that could change. But I will say I have 3 pages of notes. So my preparation is extensive, and I will be getting in immense detail here shortly. Thank you very much, John. Ava has been a member for... How lively is the chat tonight? What a time to be a Grinner. Let's smash that like button. Ava has been a member for 7 months and says the Tama push is happening, and they are committed.
Yeah, what's going on there? That's interesting to me.
Yeah, I think they've gone all in on Tama Tonga.
Yeah, like every time I open Twitter, he's like pinning someone. I'm like, what's going on here?
As God intended. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a big win tonight, Oracle. What do you make of this Tama Tonga push?
3 1/4.
Beast mode.
Our friend, the great Chris Bordine, sent a super chat and said, "Hey, Kaden, play fucking Freebird with some US imagery." Oh.
He's muted. He's muted.
I'll tell you what, fellas. This guy is off to an absolute flyer tonight, isn't he?
Jesus.
Joe, due to my love for the Grinners, I will not be singing Freebird. I also don't want us to get copyright striked like Manny did. But congratulations to the U.S. Women's National Hockey Team for bringing home gold against Canada yesterday, and then on Sunday, the men's team plays Canada at 8 in the fucking morning, and we're gonna try to win gold again.
It was like the
No
Alex
mention of Alyssa
Kozlov.
Liu. No
Yeah,
mention.
that was like the Alex Kozlov deal where he said when he was in developmental, he said they had us doing chamber matches at 9 in the goddamn morning. That's what that was like right there. Thank you, the great Chris Bordine. Our friend Cole sent a super chat, some very insightful information here. He says, "Hey Joe, hello Cole. Do you see that David Finlay isn't factored into WWE
Where
Creative?"
the hell did you
did
get
see
that from?
What I found notable about that is, and the question I would like to ask the roving reporters of our business, who is factored into WWE Creative at the moment? Will be my question. I would like a list by Monday morning if possible.
Paul Heyman.
Based on what I see on the television, there is maybe 4 names maybe factored in.
Kiana James won a match tonight.
I tell you what. There's something to Kiana James. The assistant shtick, no. But the talent, something to her, I think, actually. Something to her. I'm not doing the Bruce Pritchard bit, either the Road Dogg bit. I actually think there's something to her. So we'll see what comes of that. We actually should know, because we had fun last week. That triple threat way over-delivered tonight, Oracle. It really did, legitimately, didn't it? Charlotte was actually really on tonight, I thought, genuinely.
Oh, yeah.
There better be a last chance because Charmother needs to make it in.
There isn't, bro. She's out. She
That's
had a whole
bullshit.
segment about it.
That's bullshit.
I don't know where they're going with. I guess it's gonna be Rio or Tiffany. I guess. I don't know.
I think it's Rhea.
Time.
They did such an extensive thing with Jade tonight. That was like, I don't know. Thank you, Colt, for this information. I appreciate it immensely. Our friend Hitbox Fiend has been a member for 8 months and says, "Howdy vs Solo, big time. I will be there."
Could
That
I,
graphic. I mean,
Could I say what you said to that, Joe?
Yeah, you can actually. Yeah.
You quoted said graphic with "Thank you, God."
Yeah, and you know what? Haters would say I was being ironic. No, I was not being ironic. I want to show you guys this graphic, and please just indulge me for a moment here. I love professional wrestling. I've watched it for many, many years. And there is a brand of wrestling that we don't really get a look at anymore. It's the kind of thing that would have belonged on an episode of Superstars in 1993. And when you see an image like this, Jack, get ready. Just prepare yourself. Look at this graphic, Jack. I mean, this is what we just need occasionally. Just an occasional dosage of this is what we need. I mean, look at this. This is a real thing on television they showed tonight.
It's beautiful.
It is. It really, really is. Look at Solo. Look at the eyes. Wow. That is an intense WWE superstar right there, let me tell you. Intense. Thank you, Hitbox Fiend. Rob has been a member for 70 months, said locked in for Oracle's review of Sade. How do you say that young lady's name?
I think it's Sade.
Sade. Okay. I've never actually watched closely enough. Her NXT name was
Jakara Jackson.
Jakara Jackson.
The problem is I have it on. I have it on mute most weeks, so I don't know. I don't know how to say it anymore.
Sade. Oracle will be covering that maybe. I'm not sure. Thank you, Ruff. John Burson, a super chat, said Kaden Lee equals the Shockmaster. Kaden Lee, do you know who the Shockmaster is?
Yes.
Caden,
Thank
who
you, John.
was the Shockmaster?
Excellent question.
I forgot the fellow's name. I remember him being a little.
The fellas, Oracle. I forgot the fella's name.
Come on, man. Uncle Fred?
Fred Ottman.
Yeah.
Tugboat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
Big
Really
fella.
convincing.
Who wore the stormtrooper mask.
Yeah.
Comes through the wall.
Our friend Mikey has been a member for 17 months as Kaden Lee has turned the ball over 3 times before making a single bucket. Standard Kaden Lee things.
He's
That
just running
mute
up and down
moment-
the floor, bro.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, the mute moment was magic when that's what the game's all about. Thank you, Mike. I hope you enjoyed the grins those past 17 months. Avery followed up and said, hope all is well with you guys. We're doing well. We're fired up. We're in good spirits. We had our customary pre-show SmackDown review meeting. Went great. And we're ready to do the show now. Before we do that, though, one last thing. Jack, I don't know if you saw this. I know you've been busy. Bob O'Neill joined you last week in the Grinner wing of the LNG Hall
I
of Fame.
did see that. And
Any comment on that?
I could not be prouder of my boy.
Yeah. Only problem is it's not going to be like, what are you going to talk to Bob about in the Hall of Fame, you know? What do you think? Football? Yeah, football, baseball.
Baseball.
Occasionally you say about wrestling, Bob goes, yeah.
Yeah. We'll start talking about fucking ERAs and shit.
Brainbuster, our very own Brainbuster Super Chat said, it's Fred Ottman. You fucking idiot. New video out now. That Novi, come on. What is going on here?
He's
This
been
guy,
really
like,
aggressive with this
He's
video
been-
stuff. Really.
Yeah. He's been aggressive tonight.
Yeah, he's an aggressive guy.
I didn't like the
We
way
love
you
the
said
dude.
that. I'll be honest. I didn't like the tone of voice in which you said that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fred Ottoman.
It's not ottoman. It's not like something you put your feet on.
It's true,
Fuck
actually.
Zero.
Yeah.
It's
It's almost like
I cannot with these kids.
I'm starting to wonder if Buster just sent this purely to plug his video. Maybe, just maybe, only maybe. But
Say.
all right. So, how would you guys feel about me leading the way here with NWA while I have the energy and the juice to do so? Would you be comfortable with that? Or would you rather me main event and close the night? What would you rather me do? Because I'm open to you guys' suggestions. I mean, I'm just.
It's okay, bro. You can steal the show.
Yeah, you just open it, dude.
You sure?
Open
You
it.
sure? Bro?
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Jerk that
I
curtain,
just-
brother.
Lead off home run, brother.
I have 800 words on my Word document, so I just feel like I have attacked them while I have.
You've been the main event so many times. I think you could be a fucking curtain
Yeah,
jerker.
Yeah.
excellent.
If I
point.
have a vote.
No, you're the biggest fan.
I
You're the Hall of
agree.
Famer.
That's true.
True.
So, okay, before we get to this, John, I'm sorry, I just saw John bursting. All right, nonetheless, Showdown's person at Super Chan said, Ottoman, like the Empire. There you go. Rainbusters in a super chat and said, compensation for my immature bit. The chat is on fire tonight. Thank
Dude,
you,
I just
guys.
I just saw John's thing, bro.
I'm trying to think of fucking Oracle. Or I'm trying to think of fucking. Remember when Roman used to wear the Roman Empire shirts? The fucking tugboat war. Fucking out of
Roman Empire. I want to thank Chi-Town and Buster, and I want to apologize to you both, but unfortunately, John Burst chat here. Epilepsy ceiling fan, firstly. Secondly, John Cena guy. Thirdly, we will never be free. We will never be free.
I also appreciate full blast.
Yeah, full blast.
It's not even. This is, dude. This is on low. This thing is on low.
I don't
bro.
believe you.
John said it himself. You could take his word for it.
Listen, bro.
All right, folks. I watched the National Wrestling Alliance in the past couple of weeks. I binged the entire year they've had so far here in 2026. That meant 8 episodes of professional wrestling television. The first 4 of those were taped at Center Stage, which I'm always happy to watch wrestling from Center Stage. And I will say, had a decent vibe. The latter chunk of episodes, the second half of this run, was in a studio in Tampa. And I was quite excited for them to be in a studio because that was originally the appeal of NWA Power to me. You know, the idea of the studio vibes and that kind of that confined, setting, the opportunity to do promos differently, so on and so forth. And unfortunately, that did not quite pan out as I would have hoped. The second half of this run was a lot more challenging. And I say this with respect and love. The crowd at this Tampa taping is, I don't know if I've ever seen a wrestling show responded to like this crowd.
Oh my
responded.
god.
if you were to put 200 Joe Holberts in a studio and tape wrestling, you would get this. Just put like this. Not one thing got a reaction. I felt so bad for the talent. And one of the biggest challenges the NWA has, legitimately, their talent is all working from zero because people aren't watching their television. So as a result of that, the pushed people on NWA Power are walking out to the same reaction that you or I would because they don't watch the TV, right? So, for example, there's a moment at one point in which Shotzi, who is, stopping by, and there's a lot of talent, we're going to go through him in a moment. Shotzi is coming through and she works with the champion, Markova. And she's there to put over the NWA Women's Champion, which is fine. The issue is the crowd doesn't see it that way. They see it as this is the star from television, Shotzi. Surely she'll beat this lady we don't know. And so, and I swear to God, through no fault of Markova's own, when she pins Shotzi, the reaction in the crowd is legitimately like, what the fuck? Like, the reaction's like, why did they pin the wrestler we know? That's the reaction. And that is, it has to be said, a very difficult thing to overcome, even if you have your shit in order, right? That's very hard to overcome.
And this doesn't happen in Center Stage.
Center Stage, I'm not going to pretend it was an electric atmosphere, but there was certainly a sense that they liked the show. They had more of an awareness of some of the characters, I would say, definitely. That was a big problem, that second tape. But now, there are some other fundamental issues. I don't want to... Look, it's great people are getting to work these tapings, and there's a lot of talent getting booked, and that's great. And I understand why they have so much talent, because they're doing bulk taping, so you're taping, 5, 6 TVs in one go. Like, you need as many bodies as you can get. However, and there's another way to do this other than just read them, all right? When I started this, I had a talent section of my document here. And I was going to keep score of who's the important people in NWA. Naively, I presume this would be 15 to 20 folk, because it's an NWA, this is a... One of the benefits of NWA, surely, in theory, should be it's kind of easier to understand who the top guys are and who the main guys are, right? I'm now going to list, just directly, every name that ended up being under the headline of talent. Here we go. Alex Taylor, Aaron Stevens, Blunt Force Trauma, tag team. Brian Idol, Carson Drake, Colby Carino, The Country Gentleman, Daisy Kill, Damian Fenrir, Danny Deals, Dr. Vic, Giselle Shaw, The Good Brothers, Haley J. and Rachel Lay, Hammerstone, The Hard Way, Hera and Teal Piper, The Hex, The Holy Grail faction, The Immortals tag team, James Mitchell, Joe Galley, Kerry Morton, Carl Davis, The Lost, Matt Cardona, Mike Mondo, Mims, Natalia Markova, Nihon, The Pope, Pretty Empowered, Rich Swan, Shotzi Blackheart, Serena Val, The Vipress, Slade, The Slimeballs tag team, Tom Latimer, Frillbilly, Silas Mason, Tim Storm, Trevor Murdoch, TVMA faction, Tyler Franks, Tyler Stevens, Wrecking Ball Legursky, and JAC.
Did you say the Pope?
Yes, folks.
That's a lot of names, Joe.
I can't. It's like watching a wrestling television zoo program.
Tim Storm still wrestles?
It's like he does not wrestle. He's on commentary. But I just listed everyone who I came across on this telecast. This was, it's like a zoo. It's just there's so much. It's hard to keep up with who's who and what's what, and they're all in factions and all so on and so forth. I will now kind of navigate the individual pieces of that and give you some of the highlights, if I may. I think that The Country Gentleman is the the act that a lot of people have come here to hear me talk about because I posted their electrifying theme music videos, so on and so forth. I liked them within 15 seconds of seeing them. They're called The Country Gentleman. They are the sons of Joe Kazana, who, for those of you who are WCW, you remember the enhancement talent, and also he was on Smoky Mountain a ton. Joe Kazana's, I don't know how many of our audience would know him, but Oracle, you probably remember the name, Joe Kazana, right? He's their manager. His sons are in the business. AJ Kazana is far more experienced. KC, much less so. They have a WCW worldwide look. Their matches in this particular taping, 2 tapings, were not very good. I don't really hold that against them. I just like they're called The Country Gentlemen, and their gimmick is they are by the book, which...
That's awesome.
is enough for me. I'm in. Joe Kazana is just unbelievably funny for reasons both intentional and unintentional. He gets immense microphone time. He does live in-ring promos at one point on these programs. And everything he says, he concludes with, "We will do it by the book," which was enough for me. They were a highlight, no doubt. I'm looking elsewhere here. Colby Carino is currently hurt. He had a couple promos giving us updates on his health. I felt so bad for Colby. That aforementioned Tampa taping, he's out there updating the people on his neck surgery, and they are like, again, it could have been Oracle out there. You know, I mean, it was crazy, crazy. I felt so bad for him.
He's good,
yeah, I like Colby. Hopefully he's doing well. Giselle Shaw stopped by, as I mentioned. She also puts over the women's champion Markova. I thought she did a pretty good job in doing so. The Good Brothers I did not see wrestle this year, which in fairness, they only had 8 televisions to get them on, so difficult. They did a couple promos where they just kind of walked around backstage, which is great. Hammerstone. Yeah.
He's big.
He's very big. Him and Trevor Murdoch had one of the better matches of the shows I saw. Make that what you will. Trevor Murdoch does pop me very much. He did an injury fake out spot where he pretended he blew his knee out, and the people actually bought on it at center stage, and they popped huge when he revealed it was all a ruse, which I did find to be tremendous, I must say. The hard way, for those of you wondering, is Dalton McKenzie and Jack Vaughn, which is the fellow who posts the TikToks.
Oh,
I know who that is.
Which is great news for everyone.
He's got the glasses.
Yeah, other than me, of course, because I was watching. The Hex is Marty Bell and Allison Kay. I had not seen them in some time. It kind of was like a, holy shit, they're still in the NWA, but they'd actually been gone for 3 years. So I think by pure chance, there's been a direct correlation between me watching the NWA and the Hex being involved. Because I think the last time they were there was when I also was watching the NWA. So
what
good
the
for
hell
them.
Are they doing the last 3 years?
I don't know. I don't know if they've been working. I don't know.
They did a short run in TNA, I remember, in like 20, when they were still Impact in 23, I remember. They did a short run there.
They won the tag straps, the women's tag titles, which I'm going to get to in a moment. Trust me, I'm going to get to the titles. That was a very, very rough match with respect, but I didn't, it wasn't really their fault. It was just very, very produced. The Holy Grail is an EC3 vehicle. He is a manager right now. He's left now since these shows aired, or were taped anyway. But he's operating as a manager because he's injured right now. Again, he was. he was managing. Pretty Boy Smooth is a big fella, good look. I don't really know what this gimmick is, but I don't like it very much. The Immortals are the World's Tag Team Champions, JR Kratos and Odinson. That's fine by me. Joe Galley, I want to give a shout out to. I think Joe Galley does a hell of a job as the lead announcer of the program. And he ties the show together well. I'm actually amazed he's still there, to be honest with you, because I liked him when Power first got rolling, and I still like him now. I think he's doing a good job. Kerry Morton, of course, Ricky Morton's son, is coming along pretty nicely. He's working as a heel, which is hilarious considering his dad's, reputation and image, but he's having fun with it. He's a decent promo. I enjoyed him. Kyle Davis has a great voice. Credit to him. The Lost are a spooky group. We need more of those. Matt Cardona now is on SmackDown. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. They do a thing where he spends the first couple of episodes looking for Billy Corgan. At one point, he asked the women's world champion, "Where is Billy Corgan?" And she says, "He's left."
Oh.
He hadn't left within the... Actually, no. I can't recall if he had left or not in reality. I don't know. But that was the on-screen explanation. I don't know if they remedied that later on. Mike Mondo is jacked. I'll give him that much for sure. He's working very, very hard. So good for Mike Mondo. Mims is a big lad. He's called Big Strong Mims. Fair. Markova, the women's champion, Natalia Markova. I don't know, really. I don't really know what her presentation is supposed to be. I thought her matches were fine. The response when she beat Shotzi was troubling. Nihon is a fella from Puerto Rico who is 6'8", very large, very raw, but very large. The Pope is still the Pope. His promos are exactly as you remember. He does not age at all. Pops me immensely. He's still rolling. Pretty Empowered is Kenzie and Kylie Page. They are...
They've been there for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they've turned back babyface. I couldn't really figure it out, but they were embroiled in some kind of war with the Country Gentleman at one juncture, which produced some kind of fun, goofy TV, if nothing else. Shotzi, it was good to see her. Spencer Slade, he did some jobs for AEW back in the pandemic dark days, for those who remember that. He is in Aaron Stevens' faction, but worked babyface in the match where he wins the television title. Or not the television title, the national... I don't fucking know, one of the titles. He won it as a babyface, but he's managed by Aaron Stevens, who's a heel. He's got a big frame. He's kind of a shooter. He doesn't really emote at all, but I think that's kind of his shtick, which is fine by me. The slime balls are very goofy. Tom Latimer is one of the main guys in the promotion. With all respect, come on. Frillbilly Silas Mason
I've heard about
can
this.
really talk. And Jack,
I love
you brought this
that.
up.
I love
Yes.
that dude's
Yes.
promos.
Yes. He can really talk, can't he? And
Yep.
I wish I got a better look at his work. He had a street fight with Cardona that was very hardcore title on Raw in 2001. And he had a match with Latimer, which was fine. He has a good look, and he has a lot of personality. I think he should be a babyface. But I don't know necessarily if they believe in babyface, which I'll get to in a moment. Remind me of that. But he can really talk. His gimmick is he's the biggest man who's ever lived, which is just objectively awesome, right? No denying that. He does this thing where he's really weaponizing the belt. He cuts this great promo with the belt behind him, and he's talking about, what that belt can do to someone's psyche and how it's kind of driving Latimer crazy. I thought he did a terrific job. He can get a little bit carried away with the yelling sometimes, but he was a real highlight, I thought. Tim Storm, Oracle, for your question earlier, is on color commentary. And so he's...
I
like Tim.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just doing some investigative work a few moments ago, and apparently he is the Baron when he wrestles now.
Apparently, that's news to me. I did not see that. It must be a thing that's happening elsewhere.
Storm or something.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'll have to get back to you on that. Trevor Murdoch is working as a singles right now. Mike Knox is hurt. They're usually a tag team. He is a heel.
Mike Knox is still wrestling?
I was quite upset to not see a Murdoch-Knox tag, I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds as though I would have enjoyed.
That's awesome.
Trevor Murdoch is minimum top 3 best worker in the promotion. TVMA, television's most attractive, Tiffany Nieves, who has a lot of personality and feels like someone you might see on TV sooner than later, with respect to NWA's Roku deal. She was bumping like fuck, dude, like just working so hard for this. I was impressed by her. Valentina Rossi, her tag partner, is a accomplished ballet dancer. Is there a term for that, Novi?
I think it's just ballerina.
Ballerina.
Yeah, ballerina.
Yeah. I felt hesitation as the word came out of my mouth. Did you see what happened to me there?
Because ballerina like inherently feels like a little childlike, but no,
It felt like I was being derogatory.
Yeah, but it's not at all. That's just what she does.
She's an accomplished ballerina.
Yeah. Also,
she
didn't she work
is.
AEW? A couple
She
times?
did. She worked dark.
She did,
I just looked
yeah.
this up because I remember the name. Yeah, she did dark.
She is very flexible. There was this deal where she like kicked that she didn't kick out, or I can't remember. There's some pin that got fucked up in one of the matches. Miss Star is their valet, their manager, who is Baby Doll's daughter. And they also have a heater called Greta, who is 6'5". She is 6'5", dude. So that act is kind of fun. Naturally, they were split up by the end of the time I watched this show. They were split up. They shot an angle. Valentina Rossi turned babyface. So that was the end of the act.
That was
Huh?
that confirms what I read.
What?
The Tim Storm gimmick.
Oh, okay. I can't hear the Oracle very well. Could you hear him well, Novi? Very low.
Yeah, a little low.
A little low. All right.
I'm back.
Okay.
I did.
Forgot you had a microphone
mic
again.
on my lap. Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. Tremendous.
That was the best one.
Wrecking Ball Legursky is doing a USA kind of Jim Duggan shtick, which is, I mean, in this setting is fine. I have no complaints about it. Now, here's one of the challenges, folks. Now, I mentioned how many people are in this promotion, and I will now stress to you something that I truly can't believe to be real, and I hope that the coverage I just provided makes it clear that I'm not doing this out of bad faith. This is the reality of it, all right? The National Wrestling Alliance has the following titles. This is ignoring regional belts such as the Mid-America Heavyweight Championship and the Midwest Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, man.
They have the following. The NWA National Championship, owned by Mike Mondo. The NWA US Tag Team titles, the Slime Balls. The NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship, Slade. The NWA World Tag Team Championship, the Immortals. NWA World Television Championship, Brian Idol. NWA World Women's Championship, Natalia Mokova. NWA World Women's Tag Team Championship, the Hex. NWA World Women's Television Championship, Tiffany Nieves. And World Heavyweight title, Silas Mason.
Not
Folks,
once on that list did I hear the Western States Heritage Champion.
You did not, but
for
yeah.
me as a little kid growing up, that was Barry Windham.
I wish he was on these shows.
And that's how old I am. But I want you guys to look up the Western States Heritage.
It's a beauty.
The belt is gorgeous.
Yep.
And in my mind, it was always held by Barry Windham.
He was not on these shows, nor was the belt. That's how many belts they have, fellas. I mean,
Joe, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
That is a lot of belts.
It's just
9 to be exact.
It's just no reason for it, is there? Like, and genuinely, this is me sincerely just being realistic. There's no reason the NWA to have 9 fucking titles.
Is AEW booking this show?
If WWE or AEW has too many titles, I get it because it's a merchandising thing.
And it's hours of TV, Jack. Hours, right?
Fuck is buying
a
replica NWA belt.
They have 50 minutes of television every week. They don't need 9 titles. I mean,
50 minutes with 9
It's only
titles.
50.
It's on Roku, 50 minutes every week.
I thought it'd be like 2 hours at least.
So again, I say this with love. One of your advantages is you have something that's really easy to follow in terms of time. Why cram it with 60 wrestlers and 9 belts?
So if NWA had like a Night of Champions type pay-per-view, like they could just do that like
whole thing would be
where it's just fucking 9 title matches.
Yeah. I don't know what you gain from that because I watch these shows clearly closely and I forgot which belt was which here. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm forgetting, imagine what fucking the normal wrestling fan is. So Bluntful's trying someone else in the chat. Rodney Mack is working under a hood in this tag team, fellas. Yeah, Oracle Rodney Mack matches lock in.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Rodney Mack's awesome.
He's with Marche Rocket, who was some of you guys might be familiar with. So they have a lot of titles. I don't know if I stressed that enough, but they have a lot of titles. They have a lot of factions. There's somewhat of a My GM feel to some of the stipulations. Like you'll get like a random fucking casket match in the middle of a show, and it's like, and then I realized it was a Halloween special that aired in January, and I went, well, yeah. I'm sure this made more sense at the time at center stage. I do like the Lucky 7 rule. That is a deal where if you're the and this is something they had time ago and they've kept. If you're the TV champion, you make 7 defenses, you get a shot at the world title. I like that a lot, actually.
That's actually cool.
That's good.
I think that's cool, and I think there should be more promotions should have a thing for the mid-card titles. Yeah, I think that's a really cool thing. I like that a lot. The biggest issue in the NWA, which I just couldn't fathom, they appear to just not fundamentally believe in baby faces. I don't think there's more than 6 baby faces among the wrestlers I just listed to you. They're all heels, all of them. They're all in factions. They all cut, these kind of 80s heel promos for the most part. Other than I'm looking here. Brian Idol is a baby face. I don't really fully get why, but he is. Colby Carino's her. I mean, I'm looking. There's no baby faces. I mean, Frillbilly's a heel. Tom Latimer is, I think, a baby face, but not really. I think he's just less of a heel than Frillbilly. I found that to be perhaps the most puzzling part of the entire presentation was even people that worked as baby faces would be managed by a heel. It was very, very strange. I didn't understand it. The Aaron Stevens group. Your mileage may vary on him. His shtick can kind of...
Does he actually wrestle, or is he just like a manager?
Yeah, not really. He's more of a manager. He has a kid in his group called Carson Drake, who has a lot of size and a lot of personality. He is very hammy right now. Very, very over the top. But he does have a great heel demeanor. He's a guy that people just inherently want to boo. So credit to him for that. The one last thing here before we move on. I know I've been going for a long time. That's why I had to do this first, so I could get this all out of my system.
The system.
One thing that's positive about the format is they go straight to the ring almost every episode. There was only one episode that started with a promo. The rest of them, the show starts with the opening video, match. Thumbs up, no entrances, 2 guys in the ring wrestling. Love that. Keep that. Take this out, please. In every one of those opening matches, halfway through, they cut to 2-3 minutes of promos, taped promos, and then come back to the match. I have no idea what that's for or what that's doing. I don't understand that. One of your advantages is you don't have to worry about ads, presumably. I don't get why you're breaking up matches with 3 minutes of promos, rotating like almost ECW Pulp Fiction style promos in the middle of matches. I didn't get that at all. I presume that's what Corgan's going for. I don't know. In addition, they do these reality show skits where they do like inside baseball and stuff. Please, for the love of God, no, stop the acting. Please. I can't do it. There's no reason for the NWA to be doing skits where guys are trying to act. Your one advantage, again, you're the NWA. Do not do these things where there's a fucking camera watching like a reality TV show and people are acting, doing dialogue. Why are they doing that? You know? Like, why are you doing SmackDown? Please explain it to me. It doesn't make any sense. This is probably the case. They probably have ads. But then why are there promos within the... Either way, I digress. There is a bit crush thing that wasn't explained to me where there's like scenes taking place at a video game store.
What?
And the guy who's working at the store, I don't know what his name is, they didn't tell me. He's like giving advice to the wrestlers. Why? Why?
What does he know?
I don't know. I guess he's a wrestler also.
Huh.
I don't
Why is he
know.
not wrestling?
They had a great video about the NWA's history. Credit to whoever made that. But that is pretty much the bulk of my thoughts here. I believe that was a 30-minute segment, so I'm glad I got that on my system.
Do you have any matches that like stood out? Was there anything like good? Any good wrestling matches?
You also give your top 5 workers.
Yeah,
I'll do that. There wasn't really any good matches. There wasn't that many matches that were terrible. A lot of the matches are just like
they're just there.
They're just
Nothing
TV
murder.
matches. Yeah.
Okay.
Thrill Billy and Tom Lattin, which they built to a lot, was fine. It was hurried and they didn't have a lot of time, but I thought it was fine. They had good intensity. Hammerstone and Trevor Murdoch was probably the match I enjoyed most.
That's insane.
And Trevor Murdoch's he's a good hand still.
How old
good
is
for
he
him.
now?
I don't know, he looks great. He's got belly. He's fucking hitting hard. I'm a big fan.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, all right, my top 5. Thrill Billy's the highlight for sure. I would say Tiffany Nieves.
Okay.
I'm going to try and stick to people that are actually like NW, not people that just stop by, right? So like, I'll say those 2. I like Joe Gallia, the announcer, a ton. I'd put him there. Carson Drake, I think, has a lot of potential. I'd put him there, and then let me round it out with the Country Gentleman. That'd be my 5 to watch in the National
5 to
Wrestling
watch,
Alliance. Big Man Dog says the video game guy is their caricature of Smart Marks.
I literally was
and dirt
going to
sheets.
say that. That sounds like some type of like
Yeah.
rib on like us, basically.
Well, that's good because, no doubt the NWA is reaching a lot of casual fans. So it's
Yeah.
good that they alienate fans that are online,
Like, why is he a video game guy?
Well, I guess because he's a nerd, right? I guess.
Yeah.
He's a dork.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with
So again,
It's very
I
interesting.
approach this
His
with
name's Brainbuster.
I approach this with an open mind. I do want to stress I did not have a horrific time watching this. I didn't watch it and go, oh my god, I hate this so much. Like, I watched it, I made my notes. I just think there are a lot of things that are fundamentally flawed and broken about this entire process. I don't understand why they have so many wrestlers, so many belts. I'm glad for those wrestlers. I don't get it. I just really don't get it. So that is the NWA. Do we have any questions from our panel here before we move forward, or is that pretty much covered?
Seemed pretty extensive, I'll say.
Yeah, I just
I set the standard,
that's good.
So how? Okay, here's a good question. 50 minutes of TV. How much of that is matches?
I would say you generally get 4 matches.
wow.
Most of them are pretty short, which is why most of the matches aren't terrible, but they aren't great either, right? They're just like this. You do get a lot of action. I think they could do a much better job of differentiating the action with, like, this is a world title match. It's something of importance or something of significance. It isn't going to be the same feel as the Brian Idol 8-minute match, So yeah, I think that's the main thing. You do get a lot of action, and again, I do want to stress: if you put the show on, you're not going to be like, "This is the worst wrestling show I've ever seen." It just there's nothing that's going to keep you coming back either. It doesn't really have any. It's just like 50 minutes of pretty average, below average wrestling, to be quite frank. Which I would say, and I know this is this more mean spirit than I intend, but it's kind of the worst route of attack, really. In the sense that like you'd kind of be better off being really fucking like insane than what a lot of this. A lot of this is just like, it's all right, it's fine.
Yeah, it's better to take some swings than to just like stand there and bunt.
Especially when you don't have much to lose.
I'm not in ranting mode, but I do want to. I can't put this stresses enough. There is zero reason for there to be skits where people are acting on this fucking show. I swear to God, no one that watches NWA Power wants that in their wrestling, dude. Can someone have the guts to fucking do their own thing in wrestling television? Why is everyone doing the same shit with the format? Like, I just didn't get that all. So yeah, not about positives, but not a particularly positive experience overall. Yes, Kaden Lee.
Yeah. First, Jack, are you aware of my new nickname for Joe? That is Jub.
Why?
There's one. No follow up to that.
No,
you said.
Yeah. Okay. If you could pick a wrestler, in like one of the two big companies, so AEW, WWE. You know what? We'll throw New Japan in there. That you think
is this for me
could,
or
like,
Jack?
It's for you. It's for you, Joe.
Okay. Okay. So the whole thing to Jack was just job. That was it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if he knew.
Good question.
If you could like, which wrestler do you think would like benefit the most out of like doing a little plug and play for a little bit in the National Wrestling Alliance?
No one. I'll answer that for Joe. No,
yeah, go on.
No one.
Yeah, no one would
There's got to
benefit.
be someone.
No one would benefit from it. I'm gonna be real.
Blake Christian?
No, Blake would be a huge benefit to this crew, but no, I don't think I don't think anyone would benefit. No, I'm gonna be
I will
honest with
say
you.
for my 2 cents here, it kind of breaks my heart.
CM Punk.
You just ran that down, Joe, because like,
Yeah.
did any of you guys here watch the NWA in 2019?
Yeah,
Right.
on
pandemic?
YouTube, dude. That shit was awesome. That's how I got introduced to Eddie Kingston.
They had the formula.
Yeah.
They had the fucking formula
Yeah.
where you had WWE and AEW. They were the top two mainstream promotions. And you had that alternative, which is the buzzword everyone wants to throw around. Like, we want an alternative to watch. Where you can go there and be like, oh, that's different than the other two. And it's good. It's really good. And then, like, when they came out of the pandemic, it was like night and day.
Yeah.
And there was like no good reason for it, really.
The belief is it was Lagana leaving, which obviously he left for good
Yes.
reason.
Well,
That was the
yeah,
belief.
like Lagana
that was
leave-
the
It was
belief.
Lagana.
It was so good.
It's refreshing too.
I think the biggest issue, Jack, was they had a winning formula, and the formula was using new talent in a traditional wrestling format.
Yeah.
I think they believed the appeal of their show was nostalgia and almost Southpaw regional wrestling, which it wasn't. The appeal was, holy shit, you get to see Eli Drake, Eddie Kingston, Ricky Starks cutting promos the way we like promos. That was the appeal. It wasn't, oh, it's funny, it's like the old days. Like, it wasn't that, oh, it was just a wrestling format we didn't get anymore.
Authentic, and like it really felt for a short time there that the NWA was rebuilt for the modern era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
then-
agree. I mean, yeah, I agree.
Just
and it was easily accessible too. Like, it was literally just on YouTube every week. Like, you could just look it up.
They had a lot of good
Yeah.
promo guys on there, right? Like
They
had,
did.
like,
Yeah,
They
they
had-
did. And
they
I
had
can't stress enough, this roster's a lot weaker. It would be a far better show if they just had that format.
They had
Just
Eddie
by being
Kingston
different.
and LA Knight, right? And
Yep, Ricky.
Shoes of a champion, dude.
Yep, shoes of a champion. Our friend John Burr said, "Is Caden Shockmaster Lee audibly and visibly taste?" That was Jack Crosby was typing for work, guys. He's a very busy man. He muted himself afterwards. He's a
I
Hall
was
of Famer.
texting.
Cut him some slack. You were, but that wasn't the sound that we could hear.
No,
that
that
was-
wasn't the sound.
that was me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're a Hall of Famer. Don't apologize. But Caden Lee was visibly texting, which counts for something.
Yeah,
and
but
he
that's
said-
like that's not new.
Question from John here: Was you texting the next stream you're going to be on to tell them you're going to be on time? Great question. Anything on this, Caden?
The next stream is gonna be something LNG, so no.
Okay, fair. Right. Very literal response there. I appreciate that. Thank you, John. I hope you enjoyed that response from Caden. He took your question very seriously, which I appreciate. All right. If you haven't smashed the like button already, what are you waiting for? I did a 40-minute fucking breakdown of the National Wrestling Alliance. Come on, just get that moving. Now, I think it makes sense to kind of change the vibes a little bit. I watched 8 shows. Novi watched 1. So I think that'd be the best way to kind of... because Novi slacked.
No. Here, we have to make
show.
it very clear.
Yeah, they've done one show.
This is going to be formatted in a way where I'm jumping in, watching a pay-per-view, trying it out, because that's literally what I'm doing.
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea of Battle Riot.
They did tape MLW Fusion at the show. Caden Lee was there. Yeah. That got taped on the 29th of January. It still has not aired nearly a month later. So I had no ability to watch.
Right.
So
Indeed.
I think the best way to cover this promotion is to talk about the 2 matches on this show. And the only way that we can do it is through Contra Unit, because MLW is Contra Unit solely. Our first match was for the MLW World Middleweight title. It is Templario defending against Kushida, which on paper, hold on, that doesn't sound too bad to look at, doesn't sound bad to watch, and it's exactly what you're going to expect. The people were pretty excited about it. They're very excited about Kushida, and I was kind of wondering, when it comes to him, how much of his reactions were built through MLW as he's worked here for years, or the fact that he's just a known guy across the industry, which is something to take note of now, and we'll circle back around post Battle Riot, because it's very important that we bring this up.
We will.
We certainly will. Again, the match is just fine, fullest degree. There's some cool little moments. There's some like nice counters and such, but it's just like, it's kind of nothing you've not seen from them a million times before. The only negative I have, like, off rip when watching the match, because the show legitimately begins straight into match. Like, there's some, promotion for the show, but straight into match. The sound mixing is really aggressive for this.
Really?
And it's really aggressive across the whole show. It's really echoey, and it'll be a point later. The crowd is excited to be there, but a lot of impact from their moves is completely lost in the mix. And it's really hard.
Keynote, please correct me wrong. This was taped and then aired later, right?
Yes,
so
it was.
It was.
That's a your big advantage of not streaming live should be the production. That's a shame. That is a shame.
It is a big time shame.
Yeah.
Sorry to jump in, but they taped it literally they taped it 7 days in advance, because I think it was a Thursday taping that was then streamed the next Thursday.
Exactly right. That's where it was. Thank you. Because Caden was there, folks. But Caden saw the stuff that didn't air yet, right? So, yeah.
You saw the
and for context,
MLW Fusion.
Yeah.
Yes. And Novi, for context, for like you're watching, and I was texting y'all live updating, they did not start taping Battle Riot until I think 9:30 or 10 p.m. on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because they had taped, I think, 2.5 hours of Fusion.
Well, this is actually good to note, because we'll get to it later. Because the big angle across the show is that Kushida joins Contra Unit at the end of this match.
Which is fucking godly.
I wouldn't say that it's taken entirely in earnest by the crowd, but they are genuinely upset and surprised that this happened.
Good.
So, okay, just keep that in your head, because it's going to come into play later. MLW World Heavyweight Championship on the line in the 40-man Battle Riot. Mads Krul Kruger is defending, and you can only really engage with this match as DC during Contra and AC after Contra. Like it's Christ. Because they genuinely treat Contra Unit as though they are their god. And, gods can be bad. They're not good. They're not good guys, Contra Unit.
Yeah.
So the rules for the 40-man, if you don't know, there's a new entrant every 60 seconds. There are 40 entrants, by the way. There are no DQs. Weapons are not only legal, but encouraged, as they put it.
Shit.
There was one set of weapons brought into the match and a couple tables. Elims happen by pin, submission, or over the top. This is not a Royal Rumble match. It is kind of a Royal Rumble match. So this thing begins, and Caden mentioned this starts very late in the night. The thing begins with Killer Cross and Matt Riddle. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Killer Cross is fucking over. He is very popular.
He's actually a really big piece for them, legitimately, right?
Yeah. He is a very big piece. So we'll get to it later. But spoiler alert, both those guys last until the very end of the match, which is a very long match. They're the through line in it. I would like to bring up this picture from a fellow while Riddle's making his entrance, which popped me immensely. He doesn't give a damn that Riddle's making his entrance.
I am directly to the right of. I'm not too far to the right of this.
Yeah, this fella doesn't give a damn that he's here.
Look at the eyes closed. Look at the eyes closed.
He scorns at him. Riddle soon after like puts his middle finger in his face, and he just like no sells the fuck out of it. He's like, all right, fuck you, pretty much. Yeah, Cross is the most over guy in the match consistently. Riddle is it's hard to imagine he was in the WWE not that long ago. It's a very interesting reaction. But would you guys like to know all 40 entrants in this battle riot?
Yes.
I would love nothing more than that. Yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Give me
especially after I read the whole NWA roster. That's the least you could do.
I had it up, but I've lost the tab. Okay, I have it now. All right, so here it goes. Mads Cruel Kruger, Killer Cross, Adam Brooks, Alan Angels, Alex Hammerstone, Anthony Green, Ariel Dominguez, Austin Aries, Baba Thunder, Big Trouble Ben Bishop, Bishop Dyer, Cha-Cha Charlie, Cody Fluffman, Diego Hill, Doc Gallows, Don Gato, Donovan Dijak, Festus, Akira Kwan, Jesus Rodriguez, who is the former Ricardo Rodriguez, and I should note now, is entirely doing Del Rio spots in the course of this match. Doesn't do any other one.
Sensational. Just quick note. Baba Thunder is Baba Tunde, right? From the
is that? I think yes. I think so.
Is it?
Yes.
Continuing onwards. Joe Coffey, Josh Bishop, Carl Anderson, Kushida, LJ Cleary, Madman Fulton, Mark Coffey, Matthew Justice, Matt Riddle, Mr. Thomas, Onyx the One. Nobody knows who that guy is because he doesn't have a cage match page. I think he's new. Paul London, Paul Walter Hauser, Ricky Martinez, Sidney Akeem, Simon Gotch, who
Good God.
we'll wait for that
was
because
gone by
that gets very funny.
I didn't.
Stallion Rogers, Trevor Lee, and Wolfgang. This match goes 67 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll say this,
Novi-
though. While there was a lot of
Novi for-
crazy names, there was more people in there that I was familiar with than I expected. I'll say that.
There's a
Yeah.
couple. There's a couple.
Yeah.
And-
What's up, Kaden?
Novi, for your personal context, I left right when Stallion Rogers came out.
That would have so Caden Lee left at entrant 15. Should be noted.
Yes.
He missed
Kaden doesn't realize how funny that was, bro. Carry on.
he at entrance 16, Austin Aries. Caden, Woke King.
I didn't know.
So-
Austin Aries had a match in MLW Fusion. And I'm pretty sure immediately after I went to go tweet Austin Aries still got it, and I went, I probably shouldn't tweet that.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't tweet that, pal.
No.
Here's
No.
the
Tweet
thing
through
about
it.
this.
Always tweet through it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Dude,
Here's the
fucking
thing.
rules.
This is a 40-man battle riot. I'm not kidding you. There's like 3 people who don't get like a pretty nuts reaction for MLW. Everyone is over to this audience. It's scaled, like I said, but the people are really excited to see everyone who comes
That's
out,
awesome.
regardless of who they are.
Tremendous.
who are the
Which
three?
this is like random names, like just people
Right.
they didn't know. That's
Okay.
really
Yeah.
it.
That's cool.
Which is an interesting point in relation to the were these pops built through MLW question, because that's kind of like the big thing with MLW. My big takeaway from these matches, I have 2 of them. The entrants are all over the place, and age, status, quality doesn't matter. It's just top and bottom. It can be the Del Rio spots 1 second. Alan Angels is doing his thing the next, and then Donovan Dijak clears house. I mean,
Right.
it's just crazy, and it leads to a lot of bad time filling moments throughout the match, like between entrants, like
Right.
a lot of missed strikes, a lot of just very. Sometimes it was hard to watch before the entrance, but the entrance again brought an excitement about it. 60 seconds. It wasn't so bad, but it was just long. Additionally, the camera work is dreadful. The camera work on this show is fucking awful. They miss so many eliminations throughout, especially during the Contra focus section, which leads us to the big takeaway of the whole thing when during Contra comes to an end. So set this up, right? Between the Kushida turn and the 40-man battle riot, a video plays where Mads Cruel Kruger is receiving a message from the Serpent on the laptop in the Contra hideout room. And he's told to seize MLW because they finally let him win the title. That was his whole goal was to win the title. They wanted him to take over. He declined the offer because he was only ever after the world title. He's not really a big Contra guy, apparently. So he was in Contra before the match. He's not anymore. Doesn't rock with their message. Owned.
Doesn't rock with their message.
Of course, Contra is pissed. And they decide to take over the Battle Riot for 4 entrants. This run goes Kushida a while ago. He entered early. Akira Kwan in next. Then Baba Thunder steals Davey Boy Smith Jr.'s spot to the crowd's dismay. The crowd is very upset at this. I'm genuinely serious.
Yeah.
Simon Gotch then comes back, joining Contra, which is a new thing, and steals Kojima's spot after him.
Oh.
And then finally, and I'm saying this literally, I just have to be honest. Some big fat guy with his crack out that nobody knows takes over the last entrant. And I want to give context to this. This is him. Nobody knows who this is.
I'm a big fan immediately.
Here's the thing. The funniest part about all this, literally, nobody knows who this is. He has a mask on. He is not defined. He is just Contra's next Cruel Kruger. So he's going to be like their big guy that takes over.
Oh, man.
Yes!
I'm all in.
When you look at his pants there, crack out the whole time. Jed doesn't pull it up. I'm not saying this in a negative way. It's just the literal sense.
You're just retelling. Yeah,
I'm just retelling the story.
Yeah.
So the interesting bits about this whole camera thing, the camera woes I mentioned earlier, comes in because they miss Kruger eliminating all the members of Contra, aside from this big fella who comes out last and gets him out. And the problem is they only do show incredibly awkward exchanges on the apron where there's a lot of looking around and multiple significant missed strikes completely captured. Mind you, this is a tape show. They could have cut it.
It's rough.
They did not. Multiple missed strikes. At one point, I forget who it was. Oh, it was Baba Thunder whiffs a kick. Crazy style.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Crazy style. The funniest part about all of this, guys, is that it gets insane heat compared to everything else on the Riot. People are very upset about the Contra taking over. So in that sense,
really good sign, right? That the people are actually watching MLW. It seems
they are watching, and so in that way, it works. It's really aggressive, but it worked.
Yeah.
So Contra's out. They all get eliminated. Kushida goes all the time. They're all gone. So the final 6 of the Battle Riot end up being Austin Aries, Alex Hammerstone, Matt Riddle, Bishop Dyer, Donovan Dijak, and Killer Cross. Killer Cross eliminates everyone to win the thing. This earns him quite a big pop, and the people seem really happy about it.
Did he get juiced, or did I imagine that? I saw a picture.
He did get juiced midway through the match. He did.
I mean, that is pretty beast.
It is pretty beast. He's the only one. His selling a lot of like the comedy spots in. Like there's one, I forget his name now. Let me actually find it. Cody Fluffman. He does a steamroller thing where he just is a big fella. He just rolls around in the ring, and the people just kind of stand there and go, "Whoa!" when he like goes over their feet. And Killer Cross is going, "Look at this guy.
That's
funny."
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing we should note: the biggest reactions of the Battle Riot. That would be Killer Cross, Cha Cha Charlie, Kushida, Davey Boy Smith Jr. until his spot is stolen, Ariel Dominguez, and Festus, who got the biggest pop out of everyone.
Yeah, that really got over with socials. It had 500,000 views, that Festus.
Yes, it did.
Festus and Gravy.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So Killer Cross is the new MLW champion. Cuts a promo after. The people are, again, very excited about this. So he is the guy of MLW moving forward, and pretty much has been as of late.
Right.
The worst aspect of MLW to me is it just doesn't really know what it wants to be in the show. Aside from Contra, it does know it likes Contra at the very least. But if you just look at like the list of entrants in the Riot alone, it's more so not even just the entrants, it's how they're presented through the match.
Yeah. They
just don't find a lane to stick in. Like
it's all over the place.
They partially lean into, for some reason, anti-woke with Austin Aries. They're fully committed to him being the controversial one. Put it over huge. And then they do fuck WB with Killer Cross.
Hold on.
And they do fuck AEW
Hold on.
By describing but the way they do it is really funny because they describe Alan Angels as never getting his due with the money guys. So it's pretty beast.
That shit I like, dude.
It's
Go
pretty
full
beast.
Paul Lee. I like that shit. Yeah.
But they also try to put over some of their younger wrestlers. But again, they don't really commit to it. Like Diego Hill is one of their guys. I'm pretty sure he's pretty young. He's got some talent to him. It's just they don't ever give him much in the match, which is it's a little confusing at times. But it doesn't make it like bad to watch. Okay.
Yeah. He I forgot who it was. Who I said was it Adam Brooks? Joe, you remember?
Yeah, Australian. Yeah, Adam Brooks is good.
Yeah, so they have a match on that Fusion taping that isn't out yet. That is like they got a shit ton of time and is actually very good.
Yeah.
So I think that might be partially why he didn't really get a lot in the Battle Riot because like he went all out in that match.
I guess
like probably an hour before the Battle Riot was.
Fair.
Right,
Why'd they do it like that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no,
the,
that-
yeah.
yes,
But
I-
it's good context though for sure.
Yeah, very good context. Thank you, Kaden. Cha-Cha Charlie also is one of the young guys they try to get over, and he's very over with the crowd, but he just doesn't get like an elimination or anything like that because he's not just like a gimmick. He actually like can work. I think is how they're selling him, but he doesn't get much time, and he gets eliminated by someone stupid. I can't remember, just like someone he shouldn't get eliminations.
Mhm.
But can I give some Cha-Cha Charlie context as well?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Cha-Cha Charlie is a local guy in the Orlando area. He wrestles like other places as well, but he's like kind of known for being like a big guy on the Florida independents. So yeah, he's especially in that area. He's very popular. Anytime AEW is here, they always typically he gets brought in to do something in a dark match, and the fans go fucking ballistic for him every time because he has the cha, and he wears a sombrero. It's awesome.
Makes sense. Also good to know. But if you look outside of this and just kind of look at their roster, they have CMLL guys all over their shows. Shoko Nakajima is their women's champion. Yuki Kamifuku is on the shows a lot too. It just doesn't really make sense in terms of like them selecting a few guys and going with them aside from Killer Cross and Matt Riddle, really. And also the, what do they call them? Bishop Dyer and Donovan Dijak. The Skyscrapers, yes.
Skyscrapers.
They also like them a lot. Yeah, we always talk about like the third promotion. You talked about it with NWA. They're like defining something that isn't WWE and AEW. And they do that, like fuck those guys, but also they're trying to be legitimately everything, like not even a bit. They're doing literally everything.
Right.
So it's hard to find a lane with them. But the thing is, the show is on YouTube, which is pretty fucking epic. And at the time of viewing had 276,000 views, which does serve as some sort of indication for our thoughts that we've spoken about on this platform many a time. It could be possible for YouTube to make these promotions a little more relevant in the online space, potentially.
That there speaks to your experience about the crowd reacting to the MLW guys, right? There's why, and that's why the NWA doesn't have that because they're hidden on Roku. And so that's the give and take. So that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that was a tremendous coverage considering you only have one show.
Yeah,
you did a great job, Novi.
Here's the thing. I did a little bit more on this too because I was curious to see if that amount of views on the show, because it's been out for about a week at this time. I've been curious to see whether it translated to any tickets being sold for their upcoming March 14th show in Atlanta. And I don't really have a reference point to say like before show, after show, but this ticket map does show a pretty significant number gone, I would say, in terms of like what they've normally done. So it's not terrible.
They got like 3 weeks still, right? So.
They got 3 weeks still. I don't think much of the card, if any, is announced really. And it should note that all these tickets that you see, aside from like those ones in the very close up, which are like 50 something, all those backseat tickets are $23. So it's a very accessible promotion to go see if you're going to start anywhere. And like if you're in like the Atlanta area, because they do tour MLW, Atlanta, New York, and other spots.
Yeah,
so it's consistent.
Over here.
What you're saying is they're not 25% down from last year, and their prices aren't.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying.
Legitimately though, Kaden said he was impressed by
what
the
we're
house.
saying is that MLW is very close to taking over WWE, right?
That's exactly
very close.
That's exactly what
numbers,
Very close.
Yeah.
Up,
Give or
down.
take.
You're almost there, Court. You're almost there, buddy.
Now,
Come on, buddy.
Genuinely though, Kaden, you said you were impressed by the house, and
Yes, it was shocking.
yeah, we had some
Big
friends at the
house.
Chicago show they just taped a couple weeks ago, and that was like, bought it like a sellout. It was like a genuine crowd.
Yeah, they
I
were
showed
there,
it on
and
one of
they.
my streams. Yeah.
I don't know if necessarily like they haven't had a
RIP Matt
reference
Justice.
point to watch MLW, but they do know the people on the show, which is at least is like it's worthwhile to have a lot of those guys in there. And if you do want to jump into MLW, Fusion is back now. Obviously, they had the tape; it's not out yet, but it is back.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're trying to be something a little more now. Behind Killer Cross, who again is really over.
He's the right guy for whatever we think of him. If you're a third promotion, you're a challenger promotion, he's the right guy right now. The fans like him, and there isn't a lot of options, so he's the guy. I agree with you. Yeah.
It's also a very easy entry promotion because they don't do anything crazy. Like there are stories happening, and that kind of gives you something to sink your teeth into a little bit, like with the Contra stuff. But for the most part, it was like I didn't know anything going on over there.
You could
you could. It was so easy to just watch and be
there
like,
was
all right,
also
cool.
a story for the Battle Riot. There is like another story with Killer Cross, like with Riddle, and he's got a couple other like stories with the guys in MLW. So it's not like he's got no one in there that like people don't recognize. Because like when him and Riddle came face to face, the crowd seemed to know it as something kind of big. So that was like something I noted as well.
And from what I heard from our pals that were there in Chicago, the Skyscrapers Good Brothers tables match is. I heard some things. I think we may be worth looking at. I think Gallows gets color in that match. So apparently they do like crowd brawling, and also I will actually be watching that episode.
I saw a clip on Twitter. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So the top 5 workers, should say. I'm not going based on like I can't do the NWA thing, but I can do based on this show alone. So top 5 in order is Kushida, Templar number 2. What this means about me, the rude dude Matt Riddle is number 3. Killer Cross is 4, and then a guy named Josh Bishop is number 5.
Josh is the real deal. Yes,
he was coming back on this show. He's been out with injury for some time. The commentary put it over really well.
Yeah,
he's got something to him. He was quite good. He got a lot of moments. That's my top 5. Also, I forgot to mention this part as well. The commentary team is Joe Dombrowski and Filthy Tom Lawler. Genuinely not a bad listen the entire way through.
Yeah, Joe's Tom's got a lot of personality.
Joe is a very much like he's a shades of kind of guy. Like he's like it's shades of Kenta, who you've seen a bunch of times in MLW. It's kind of hilarious at times, but he has really good energy. And Tom is a great balance to that because he's like excited, but it's also like a calm excitement, which is needed.
And he's wisecracking and stuff.
Yeah, he's wisecracking. He's doing like I used to work with that guy back when. Like he did that a lot with like Riddle. He was like, "Fuck, I'm not getting back in there," that kind of thing. So he was beast moding. It was a genuinely, I did not have a bad time watching the show.
Good.
It was just very, very smooth 2 hours. The 40-man is just like, man, if you just watch people that come out, it's just like, whoa. But it's like fun.
It's every 60 seconds. So
it's every 60 seconds. It's a breezy little watch. Nothing wrong with this.
In terms of Josh Bishop, Alex has been a proponent of his for time, and the Good Brothers hadn't seen him, I'm pretty sure, until they've just been like this last year, and they immediately were like, yeah, this guy's fucking cool. Like he's got something. So I'm glad, it's good to see him get some love, and that was great. Excellent work, Novi. Appreciate that. Tremendous. MLW, I think, and genuinely, folks, this is why we're approaching this way. We're trying to let's just see what's out there, right? And I think MLW, there's some things there, especially when they bring in Mystico to work some tapings. There's some stuff worth just having a look at. Okay, it's on YouTube, right? Yes. So it's not like you got to go out your way. So that's good stuff. I appreciate that. Now, let's head elsewhere.
Well, Joe,
yes, mate.
Before you move on,
yes,
I have to exit. I got an hour and a half in here. Thank you very much.
It was wonderful to have you, Jackie.
I have to take Penelope to dance in the morning.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She loves it. I'll send you videos. I can say her first recital is in May. But she fucking loves it.
Tremendous. It's great to have you, Jackie. Pleasure.
No, thank you guys for having me. Enjoy the rest of the night. And I'll see you guys when I'm going to be doing this a lot more, and Joe will understand this. Before the twins come,
we
need to get in as much of this as I can, because it's like my stress reliever. So, like, you guys are going to see more of me in the next few months.
Tremendous. We look forward to it, Jackie. Appreciate you, mate.
See you, kids. Enjoy.
Good night. Have a good
See you,
night.
buddy.
See you on.
Isn't it great to just have Jack around? Just
Great guy.
like we did the same show we were going to do, but just with Jack Crosby. Like, just, I wouldn't have any other way. It's
From the
great.
go, here's a guy that I'm
Yeah.
really big on during
Yeah,
the
it's
NWA.
just
Very
great.
good.
Absolutely great. All right, we're going to now jump to the CW. Now, we're going to
Okay.
approach this slightly differently because, like myself, Donnie watched the whole year. But more than that, this is not... you know, the two segments we just did are almost starting from completely blind for the people doing them and the audience, right? NXT, just by default, there's going to be an awareness in our audience of what's going on in NXT. So there's not the same need for, like... you know, I don't think Adonis needs to run down the roster. I think if he does, he'll be here until next Friday. Because there's a lot of fucking humanity. under
Oh,
contract
baby.
here.
Oof.
Yes, okay.
See y'all in 15 minutes.
Okay,
Okay,
So-
man.
So
All right.
I think the way to do this is we'll go more like highlights rather than big overview, because I think with overview, there's just people are aware of
No.
it enough, right? So
No.
I'm intrigued, Adonis. Firstly, give me your broad overview.
Yeah. So
and then go for it. Go.
okay, so I'll just start with the overarching stories, because the one thing I'll say right out of the gate that I liked about this stretch of NXT TV is that all the TVs follow concise stories. So each week is building from the last, which is good, because usually they drive me insane. So the overarching stories for this block of TV are guys and girls have been called up. And so there are voids to be filled, spots that need to be taken. The NXT title has just been vacated, and people need to step up. That is the big thing that they push. People need to step up.
Which is good because they're addressing the elephant in the room, right?
Yes,
Kind of in terms of
that is
talent. I like
literally
that.
right out of the gate, right? So they do that. Obviously, Ava leaves midway through this block as well. So Robert Stone's coming in as the GM, which he has his own brand and personality. Right out of the gate, my immediate takeaway is a specific person. Kalani Jordan was a immediate standout to me in this block of TV. I haven't seen much of her work as a heel until now. She is on a lot of the TVs, whether it's in backstage segments or she wrestles Lola Vice twice in this block. She has gotten a lot better, like noticeably better. She's
Oracle is nodding and flaring
Yes.
his finger at this.
She is more comfortable on the mic. I thought the matches with Lola Vice were probably the best singles matches I saw
We're gonna have
in this
stars on
block.
Tuesday.
Yeah, dude. I thought
Dude, you're
I thought-
awesome.
Fucking
Yeah,
digit work, bro. Fucking
dude,
digit work.
there's a thing where she like exposes the post and she does like steel ring post limb work. Oh, dude, she has been really a standout to me. A standout in a different way that I cannot go any further without mentioning is a lad by the name of Shiloh Hill, who every time he appears on TV is introduced as, and I quote, the winner of LFG season 2 as mentored by The Undertaker. Every time he comes out, that is how they address him. He let's see here. He starts off, my first impression of him is he cuts a promo about dead squirrels. So there you go. He gets title matches because by holding a machete. I swear to God, I'm not doing a bit. He gets title matches by Shiloh Hill. He's
Oh my
like
God.
Awful.
so his big thing is that he can rip his teeth out in matches. This was a big thing, and he's like an actual like big character on these shows.
So
like, I'm not
is this is like an NIL PC guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's like in this whole like we got to get new guys over. He's like a big guy. He has 3 title matches on these across these 7 episodes. He wrestles Stax for the TNA title. He wrestles Ethan Page in the most recent episode for the North American title. And he is one of 7 men in the NXT Championship ladder match, which is the big thing that they're building to. All over the shows, it's a bunch of people that I didn't know about. Most notably, the Vanity Project, who Jack mentioned earlier. The trio of the Evolve champion, Jackson Drake, who's never on Evolve anymore. Very funny. Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes. Unfortunately, I do not know who Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes are individually because they never actually say their names, like separately. They're just always... and they're always together. One of them, however, is very tan. They bump their asses off. Let me tell you, they fucking know how to bump. I don't really know how to feel about them totally as workers, but every match that they were in, specifically, they make their opponents look good. So in that regard, thumbs up.
Jackson Drake, good wrestler. Worked on DPW a lot. Charlotte guy.
Also has a very punchable face, which comes in handy a lot because he is portrayed as one of the top heels out of the gate. He is the Vanity Project are portrayed as the top signing to NXT. because you have to be signed from Evolve to NXT. Apparently, 2 separate entities. You must be signed. In their quest for new acts, there is a new stable called Birthright, which I have to mention. It is the tandem of Brian Pillman Jr., Lexus King, Ariana Grace, the daughter of Santino Marella, and Channing Stacks Lorenzo, who is the kid of nobody. He's just there because, whatever. He's there because he's married to Ariana Grace. So, he's there by – they become a big thing.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They are in the group that I have titled the Devil Over Shoulder Storylines, because, my God, there are a lot of Devil Over Shoulder storylines on this program.
Explain.
A lot. So everywhere you go, there is somebody. It's like the if you guys remember the Killer Cross Sami Zayn angle from last year, where someone's trying to turn somebody into an
Okay.
The big one is Miles Bourne and Ethan Page. Ethan Page is trying to get Miles Bourne to fucking do something sinister, and by doing this, he refuses to give him a North American title match. He refuses. He won't do it. He just goes up to him every week. He says, "You know nothing about winning championships, and I'm not giving you a shot at mine. Go fuck yourself. Figure it out." It's literally what he does. Ethan Page, I have to say again, a great breath of fresh air on these shows. Every time I see him, I get very, very happy. He doesn't get a lot of promo time in the ring, unfortunately, which is where I like him best. So, speaking of bright spots, have to mention, of course,
Adonis.
JCJ.
Adonis, I need something from you.
Go ahead.
Could you please do that part of his entrance theme?
Oh, you mean
Ethan Page?
Ego? Oh shit, Ego.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. All right, continue.
There you go. So speaking of bright spots, our wonderful NXT Women's Champion JC Jane, she is of course all over these shows. A big thing is getting contenders for her. She doesn't actually, weirdly enough, isn't on a lot of these shows until the very end. An incredible promo this past Tuesday on NXT. Great build to the Sol Ruca match, which I'm very much looking forward to. Fallon and Laney are also there. I don't really know what they're doing, but they're also there. Fallon Henley is the women's speed champion. So if you guys are wondering what happened to speed, Elon Musk ran out of money, and it's on NXT.
Do you get speed title matches on TV?
Yes.
Okay,
this is
cool.
another point. Jasper Troy, who was also announced as the winner of LFG Season 1, who, for context, I saw him win LFG. He won LFG on the Roadblock show last March, the one that had the hardest fraction. Yes, yeah. I saw that. He wrestles the exact same as he did a year ago. So if you've ever seen him wrestle, has literally the exact same. So whatever you thought of him, the exact same. He wrestles Tavion Heights as his one speed defense in this block. Tavion Heights, who I have to admit I forgot was employed, to be quite honest with you. He unfortunately doesn't really get to do a lot. He doesn't do a lot.
He's very talented.
Yeah, he's a wrestler. Dude, incredibly talented guy. He just doesn't do a lot on these shows. So he was speaking of speed, Ilio LaFleur is a new guy who they're introducing, a French luchador. I like him. And I like this other guy named Eli Knight. They have a speed match on this past episode of NXT that is one of the standout matches I watched. It goes to a draw because apparently they're not fast enough. So, get owned.
How long is the speed? Is it still 3 minutes?
3 minutes. Yes, it is 3 minutes. They are doing a 7-minute time limit 3-way next week is what they're doing.
I think now that it's just on TV, they should do like 6.
I agree.
TV matches.
I hate the speed matches, man. Because
they're bad.
They don't ever work. They don't ever fucking work anything interesting in the 3 minutes that they have. All they fucking do is hit spots over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Can someone watch Carl Anderson versus Andrade once? And learn how to work.
You know what? Actually, Oracle, I will push back. There's one worker that got it. And I'm going to stand up for him on this platform. Charlie Dempsey is fucking awesome. He has the best performance in any of the speed matches because he's actually trying to win the match.
Correct.
I love that kid. He is also a part of the Devil on the Shoulder storylines. Birthright are trying to get him to join.
That makes sense.
They do a segment where Uriah Connors, who for those of you who don't know is the son of Fit Finley, is bringing up the fact that they used to roll around together as children. That is a legit quote. There was William Regal Fit Finley lore on NXT.
I like that a lot. Strong.
Yes.
Money.
They do obvious mentions to Dave Finley. Make of that what you will. He is mentioned a lot indirectly. Very, very
Adonis, can I ask a question?
Sure, man.
Is Birthright sponsored by the state of Israel?
Okay.
Just zero reason for it. What else you got, Donnie?
He unmuted for that. What a god.
This guy. I don't even. That's Tony D'Angelo, oh baby, oh baby. So Tony D'Angelo, folks, I can't put this any other way. His character is that he is Batman and Sting at the same time. His entrance now features a split diopter shot. I swear I'm not joking. They do a split diopter shot of his face for his entrances. It is actually quite sick, to be fair. His thing is that he is coming for Dark State, in his words. He is coming to take them all down. And then he proceeds to beat one of them in a minute, and they beat his ass. So clearly it did not work. Tony, back to the drawing board, I say. He appears in the shadows of every show. He then beats people up. One of my notes was, holy fuck, it's the police. He gets arrested on one of these shows. And then he gets and then this is legitimately one of the funniest segments of this block. He comes back the next week. He just walks into Ava's office and he goes, "Why'd you bail me out?" And she goes, "Because NXT needs you." And I go,
that is fucking incredible. He doesn't. They bow him out. Like,
yeah, but they're like, but legitimately, she goes, "Because NXT needs you. Guys like Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are only in it for themselves. You have been here for, quote, a very, very long time. You care about NXT." To which I said, he hasn't been called up. I don't know if that's an indication that he cares, but alas, that was Ava's explanation. Elsewhere, the calling is all over these shows. I have to note, Sean Spears, my God. One of my earliest notes was, who the fuck is Nico Vance? To which my answer 7 episodes later is, I still have no idea. He doesn't really do anything. He just kind of talks in riddles. The calling, by the way, all their promos take place in like this empty, dark room. I think they watched Aleister Black promos from 2019. None of them are good. Izzy Dame is very tall. Speaking of Izzy Dame,
I like Izzy Dame.
Yes, Izzy Dame, good worker. She is the women's North American champion. She beat Thea Hale, to which they legitimately. I like Thea Hale. Unfortunately, they don't. They actually make it part of her character that she won the title by accident. This is now a thing. Every person that interacts with her says, "Well, you didn't actually win the title, did you?" And she goes, "No, but I won it." And they go, "Yeah, but you didn't."
That's true.
And which is, I mean, that's just great. Way to get someone over there, dude. Somebody who doesn't wrestle anyway, just tell them that they're a fucking geek. You know, great.
How is Tatum Paxley doing, Adonis? Because I'm a big fan of Tatum Paxley. Katrina and Alex are huge fans.
I love Tatum. Unfortunately, her stint is chasing Izzy Dame. That is all she does. Izzy Dame does a commentary for a Thea Hale match or a Lola Vice match, and Tatum does a crossbody in which she nearly impales herself, legitimately almost lands on her head. Quite
Beast
sick.
mode.
And then her only other appearance on any of the TVs I watched was an AI vignette of her drowning. It's literally all she did.
I saw the chat mention that
Yes.
AI thing. Yeah, so
Yes,
yeah,
that's all she does, unfortunately. She will be wrestling Izzy Dame at the pay-per-view. Speaking of the pay-per-view, folks, we do have a new NXT champion, and if you say his name, he will not appear because that is not real. Although Shiloh Hill did claim that one of Joe Hendry's advantages in the ladder match, which I have to note this because this is a very big highlight for me. On the episode where they do the ladder match to crown a new NXT champion, they have Shiloh Hill do a TikTok where he runs down the field. He does a literal TikTok. He runs the field. Once again, there is a machete in the TikTok in which I wrote, I think this is against the terms of service. Someone report him immediately. He is obsessed with Jason Voorhees. He loves machetes. He runs down Joe Hendry by saying, and I quote, "One of his advantages in this match is his ability to teleport. That may cause problems if I try to catch him," is what he said. Kind of beast, to be fair. The ladder match itself, one of the more highly touted matches on NXT so far this year. Not for me. I did like it quite a bit, actually. Jackson Drake, as Novi mentioned, very, very good in that match. He almost kills himself on a Phoenix splash to the outside where he misses about 4 of the people that were supposed to catch him and lands on his face. So incredible. A lot of those spots on NXT, Jada Parker nearly broke her neck. So a lot of those things going on in the land of NXT.
So that's a consistent thing is like people.
Yes, people are legitimately almost dying on every show. Izzy Dame does in the match where she wins the belt, she does like a spine buster off the top rope where I legitimately thought she gave Thea Hale whiplash. It was quite scary.
Here's the follow-up question. Are they almost dying in a beast way or almost dying in like a
so here's the thing.
It depends.
Some of them are almost dying. I almost said dying. Hopefully none of them are dead.
Yeah,
no one's died yet besides maybe Shiloh Hill's dentist because he takes his teeth out a lot, dude. Let me tell you, I don't know how much dental insurance costs. Fuck that guy that runs up a tab. Most of them are in beast ways. Most of them are also coincidentally from knee strikes. People really like hitting each other, shoot in the face with knee strikes on the show. Very, very funny. There's also too many. This is my one big critique of NXT. There are too many backstage segments. Way too many, and they're all shot like on this most recent one. They do one of the other big angles is Zaruka fine? Spoiler alert, they are, but they aren't. Zarya is pissed that she doesn't get opportunities, and she is very mad at Sol Ruka for apparently getting her own opportunities. Sol Ruka then very bluntly in one of these segments goes, "I'm not the one making the calls. Why are you mad at me?" To which I replied, "You're right. Why are you mad at her?" But there is a lot of tension going on. There is a moment where Sol Ruka wins her NXT championship match by taking the pin from Zarya, and she's very mad. She goes on to tell Sol Ruka to piss off and go to hell in those exact words, which made me pop because I love the phrase piss off. They broke up in a backstage segment for, I counted, 12 minutes. It took them 12 minutes. They are fine. They are good. Zarya realized that the only way for them to get back together to the way they were was for Sol Ruka to be a champion. That is what she said. And to which I say, fair enough. There are, again, a lot of factions in this group, much like the NWA, a lot of factions. The funniest one is Ricky Starks and Ethan Page could not get into the actual vision, so they now have their own vision. The two of them are with so they are with the Vanity Project now. Ethan Page is mentoring them, he is tutoring them, and Ricky Starks just likes Ethan Page. He just hangs around them because they're all heels. They do a segment where Ricky goes, "We are all going." They did, and if you were asking for an explanation as to how they're friends, none has been given. They randomly they have a backstage segment on, I want to say, the second TV that I watched, where Ricky just goes up to him and says, "Good luck, champ," and Ethan goes, "Thanks, man," and that's about it. They're cool. They say each other's catchphrases now, and they have their own vision, which is very funny.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If they got brought up as a main roster act, not even as much as a team, but more like, allies of convenience, dare I say, I actually think they would.
They would have done,
dude. They do so well.
They have, listen, to their credit, their credit, dude, they have awesome. They are very, very funny in these segments.
Yeah, they're good talents. Yeah,
because it's, to their credit, part of it is like Ricky's very like friendly, and Ethan's like, he's friendly with him, but he's also like, dude, I like fucking threw you off a stage, like, hold on now.
Yeah, but I think it could work.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Fallon Henley, one of the funniest wrestlers going today. She fucking kills me. She doesn't say like a word in any of these TVs, but she's very funny, good wrestler. Keanu Carver, a new guy who they get over by, he beats the shit out of everybody on these shows. And goddamn, let me tell you, my standout of all these TVs is Keanu Carver. He does a pre-tape where he is walking the streets of his hometown, which is DC, and he talks about his college coach and how he didn't get along with his college football coach because his college coach told him that he was playing football the wrong way. And his response was, "You paid me to play here. What do you mean I'm playing wrong?" And I was like, fair enough. And then he said, and I quote, "I dealt with him." It was never elaborated how he dealt with him. I hope his coach is okay. Keanu Carver is incredible. He is literally every week. What they do is he comes out in the middle of a melee and he clears the entire field. He beats the fuck out of everybody. There's one specific spot where he does a pounce to Jackson Drake, where he sends Jackson Drake, no lie, into the second row of the PC.
He's a great
fucking outstanding, dude. I love that guy. He should have won the NXT title, but I digress. Elsewhere, there are very funny, just all the matches, I have to say, there weren't any matches that I thought were down. Actually, that's not true. Jada Parker, Nikita Lyons is the longest 5-minute match I've ever seen. Really bad. However you thought of the Mina Shirakawa Viva Van match, this one was worse. Go watch it. It reached a level that I didn't think was possible anymore. It's very bad. Cage match is being too kind. I think it has like a 4. It's more like a 2, but whatever. Speaking of which, again, no matches besides that I thought were like outright bad. A lot of people who I am aware of, but like Blake Monroe, for example, I legitimately haven't seen her wrestle since the Jordan Grace matches. So the Jada Parker match was my first taste of her wrestling again. The less said about that match, the better. The one thing that I also have to know is that a lot of the top acts on NXT take a lot of breaks. Like, and it's never because they're injured. They just aren't on TV a lot. Like Fatal Influence literally is on like 2 TVs. It's the Kendall defense, which is awesome from JC.
Where the fuck are they? They're never on TV. I
Dude,
turn on
this is I literally, I literally,
TV.
dude, I put this in my notes on the first show that I literally go, where the fuck are Fatal? Like, and again, keep in mind that they hold 2 of the 3 women's titles on the show, and they're not on the show. Now, again, your mileage may vary on Fallon Henley being the speed champion, but you know, she's the speed champion. So it's just a lot of these things are just weird. All the theme songs are AI too, which is just, I mean, you know, make of that what you will. The suit, Daria Ray makes an appearance, which feels important to note. They actually call her the suit, in which they also say someone that you all will be very familiar with. And Booker T just laughs. Booker T, by the way, is much like me, does not shut the fuck up. God damn, he speaks a lot.
He's
and
awesome.
a lot of the
RIP.
times, oh yes, Shucky Ducky, prayer. He doesn't like say words. He sings a lot though. He's very much like a wave your hand. You know, he does the whole thing.
He sticks a lot to like the oh man.
He's fucking godly.
Adonis, can you do like a whole rendition of the Joe Hendry theme?
No, but I can't do an impression of this Oracle. You know the spot that Lola does where she does like the ass bump in the corner and he goes, oh yeah, man, listen to oh yeah, and he literally like it is the fucking dude. Like he legitimately at one point is like, you can see him because they'll do shots where like you can see the fucking commentary table. There's a spot with Lola where he almost falls out of his seat with how happy he is that Lola is going to do a move with her ass. It is, make of that what you will. Booker T, quite great. Vic Joseph, I hope he gets paid well. That's all I can say. I hope he gets paid very well. Yeah, and I mean, listen, this is the thing, folks. There's a lot of fucking people on the show.
Yeah,
I have ADHD. It fucking made me go insane. I literally every minute they would do a shot where somebody would come into frame. They'd interact with one another. Like they do a thing where Miles Bourne comes in where Zaruk are making up. They've never interacted before. I didn't even know they knew each other. And Soul just goes, Miles, are you okay? And he goes, I think I know what I'm going to do now. Never elaborates. We come to find out that he has broken Ethan Page's ankle. That is the last angle that I saw on the TV. He has broken Ethan Page's ankle because Ethan said, you're going to have to do something crazy to get a championship match out of me. To which Miles said, all right, I will break your limb. And lo and behold, apparently, folks, if you are a wrestler, heed my advice. If you want a title match, break someone's limb. Someone's limb. It works every time. Never failed.
There's a lot going on there, Donnie. That's a lot going on. Do we have any final notes?
To be honest, I think that was maybe like the perfect encapsulation of NXT. From
there is too much going on. A lot of the matches are very, very choreographed. Very much to my liking. Not to my liking. There are people that I think legitimately, look, whatever you think about there are people that are going to make it. Now,
oh, no question.
Your definition of make it is very different. There are people that are going to make it, and I will name some of them. My last note is JC Jane put over John Cena, and that is all I have to say on that. In terms of my standout workers, which I guess ties into Big Fat Orange Cats, watch Keanu Carver. I think he could legitimately be somebody. Great presence, great promo. I think he's going to be somebody. Obviously, like all the notable people that you would think of, Fatal Influence are going to be fucking awesome. They should be on SmackDown immediately. Ethan Page is incredible. Ricky Starks had an incredible promo on Tuesday. He could obviously be somebody. In terms of the new guys, because again, they do show a lot of new people, I'm warming up to the Vanity Project. When I first started, I literally kept writing so much Vanity Project. They have won me. They're slowly winning me over. They bump like hell. They're very obnoxious in the way that like works for their character because they're very smug. They literally never have shirts on, so that goes to show you what type of characters they are. They are people to look out for. Kalani Jordan, I think they should keep her heel for a long time to come. She is coming to her own. She is as confident as I've ever seen her. She works with a genuine, like she's figured out who she is as a worker. I see great that she is outside of the obvious, JC Jane, probably my favorite of the new coming workers for it. Because Tatum Paxley, I think it worked the indies before, so I don't want to counter that. Yeah. So Kalani of the NIL women, very, very strong. And I'm looking here if there's any. Thea Hale, obviously, she doesn't do anything. Ilio Lafleur, the French luchador, I think could actually be something. A little refining. He doesn't sell a lot, which pisses me off because I'm old. If he learns how to slow down, I think he could be something.
That's the guy from the UK Indies, yeah.
Aja Blanc, I believe is his name.
Angle Blanc.
Yes. He could.
What's up, Oracle?
I said, I told Donnie, just wait till you're my age and you want to turn the TV off and you see that fucker.
Yeah, no. Right now, I haven't reached that phase, but I do like him. Tatum didn't work the industry, was bodybuilder. Thank you for owning me. Tatum still rules, though. She should do more that's not AI vignettes. And folks, keep an eye out for Tony D. I think he's going to show up next week in a bat suit. Which one will it be? Who knows?
Who are we thinking of that worked NXT? It wasn't Tatum.
That worked the indies. Was it Fallon?
Fallon did. Tesha Price.
Well, yeah, because Tesha Price, yeah. So
Fallon and JC.
Ren Sinclair. Okay, that's who the other one. I forgot
Ren
to bring up. I have to bring up. Ren fucking Sinclair, dude. She legitimately, with the exception of Keanu Carver, I can't believe I missed her. Ren Sinclair is going to be somebody. She's going to get over. She's charismatic as hell. She lays her shit in, and she has personality, which is one of my other gripes with NXT, and I get it. It's developmental, but you also have to judge them as a national television show because that's what they are. A lot of people on the show do not have personality when they cut promos. A lot of their promos are very generic. They're taken up by the fact that the crowd wants to pop themselves and get their chance over. The crowd, by the way, sings everybody's name. Everybody gets their name sung. It annoys me greatly. Those people have a great time, I'm sure. Ren Sinclair, however, stands out. She is, I cannot stress this enough. If they do not fuck with her, which it's the World Wrestling Federation, they always could, she could legitimately be a player, especially on a show like SmackDown where they have 3 hours to fill. I like her a lot. I think Ren QCC is one of the better acts I saw. Ren Sinclair, double thumbs up for me. So my closing note is NXT, very dystopian in production, very whirlwind in terms of there's a lot going on. It's very, very hard to name. There's a George Hackenschmidt name drop, which goes to show you how insane this fucking show is. There's a lot going on, a lot to focus on, but it's part of it is working. I haven't quite figured out what part of it is working, but there is something there that is working. There are people that I like. I did not hate my time watching it. I'm very glad I got to watch it. It was very funny. I approve for that.
It made for an interesting season to do it because they're rebuilding. So that was interesting. I realized as you went through that, I have a very lack of familiarity with a lot of the names being featured. So that's an interesting time. Now, folks, NXT, of course, is the road to the main roster. Talent try to make it to the big show. In its own way, kind of Ring of Honor has become that for AEW.
No, hold on, Joe.
Yes, no, yeah.
Don't pivot just yet because Adonis,
we
need your top 5 workers right now.
We kind of got it, but we kind of got it.
Okay, I'll do the exact. I'll do the exact. So is this like based on who I think is the most? Because it's a developmental, so potentially
it's literally just your thoughts,
whatever you think. So JC and Ethan are tied for 1. They're fucking. I think the fucking world of those two. I'll go Keanu Carver because I think he has the most potential of anybody I saw. I'll go Ren Sinclair, and then I'll go Jackson Drake because I like how he bumps. There you go.
Bang.
Insane Ricky Starks burial. Caden Lee, you covered Ring of Honor, which in its own way is the road, the gateway to Dynamite and Collision, I suppose.
Certainly. Could be.
You said you watched 3 episodes of Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Give me your broad overall thoughts, and then we'll maybe get into some of the more details, kind of details as we go here. Go for it, Caden.
All right. Ring of Honor. When Tony Khan bought the promotion back in early 2022, and he eventually launches the television on Honor Club in February of 2023. Myself and JJ at those tapings down in Universal Studios was meant to actually be a television show where they told stories, they had matches,
told stories,
kind of. Like they were having good there were angles. There were actual angles happening week to week. Things flowed. They were having a lot of their top talent were showing up on there. Not like the big guys, but still like you had Eddie Kingston, Claudio, Willow, Athena. A lot of popular names were on that television show at first. Then over time it kind of switches and you kind of get vibes of an AEW Dark show. And you feel like, okay, it's AEW Dark Elevation. That show is not, it's changed again. It's nothing. It's basically, the best way to describe it is it's just an indie show at this point. And every once in a while, there will be some sort of angle just so they have something for their pay-per-view. the best way to look at this all like is just looking at how different these three shows are. There is nothing like relatively the same about the three I watched.
Okay.
So the first one that they did, which I watched them in out of order. I watched episode 154, episode 155, then 153.
Beast mode.
Because it didn't.
Look for
It doesn't
more
matter.
context.
It didn't matter whatsoever.
I actually
None of this,
believe it
none of this
didn't
mattered.
all. I believe that.
no.
Yeah.
Episode 153 was ROH and MPX Global Wars. So it's just a Global Wars episode. It's just the Ring of Honor
like a
people
special.
wrestling. Yeah. So you have and there's nothing crazy on there. Like Red Velvet has a Proving Ground match with Vert Vixen, which was decent. And there's a Lee Moriarty Exodus Prime Proving Ground match for the Pure title. JD Griffey wrestles on this show in a 4-minute match where he wins the MPX title. So they actually do a title change. He defeats Dylan Cavins. And the main event of that is Deanna Perazzo, Hyan, and Maya World defeating MIT, Athena, which is Athena, Billy Starks, and Diamante, who somehow, at some point, Diamante joined MIT. Were we aware of this?
I was aware.
this.
I was aware. Yeah.
Okay, I was not aware of this.
It was very subtle though when it
was very
happened.
low-key.
I think she just started like hanging around them and it was like, oh, I guess it's part of it now.
Keep that in mind because that's the only appearance of Athena across all three shows.
Yeah.
Athena literally does that one match that's potentially sets up something with either Deanna, Hyan, or Maya World, but like nothing gets followed up on because they just don't touch it. Like it's stuff happens in the match, but there are no angles really before or after, with the exception of like one little thing that happens that I'll get into in a second. But yeah, that show is it's just a show. It is a special that happens, and the thing about it is like that'd be fine if it was every once in a while, but the next episode feels literally the exact same.
Okay, so give me some talent on the next episode, Kaden. I'm intrigued.
So the next episode, you get the only appearance of Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos, which since they won the tag titles, this was only their, I think, second match together. And they won those titles, I feel like, a while ago.
It was like months ago because we watched that show.
Yeah. Was it Final Battle?
Yeah. Because it was the show where like this show's going to suck, and then it was good.
Yeah, it was like over 2 months ago, and this was like their second match together. They wrestled Top Flight. This match was fucking awful. It was genuinely one of the worst matches I think I've seen. It was really, there's moments in it in the start that are kind of good, and then all of a sudden, Sammy and Mortos do 2 minutes of a bit where Sammy's like, "Oh, they want the Beast Mortos. I'm gonna tag in Beast Mortos," and he tags him in. And then Sammy does, no. They want me, and the crowd boos. And then Mortos comes and tags them in, and they literally do this 3 times in the match.
To Matt D. Oracle, I think. Sounds like Sammy's fucking learn how to work. Dude. Right, carry on, Kaden.
It was terrible. Top Flight are really bad. I don't know what happened. They were not good in this match. Mortos also didn't look good, which was really unfortunate. Sammy's pretty bad too. It was just a really unfortunate match all around. There's a 6-man tag squash because they're doing this thing with Michael Oku teaming with Marshall and Ross Von Erich for whatever reason.
Oh my god!
Wait.
Yeah, it's like a thing they're doing. Yeah, it's seemingly like a thing they're trying to get over.
Why?
So Oku's the new Dustin Rhodes.
I think Oku's filling in for Rhodes. I don't really know what all is going on there, but Kevin Von Erich gives his cowboy hat to Michael Oku during the entrance.
What the fuck?
This match is also not good, but like at least it was a squash.
It was a squash, yeah.
But the way they won was the Von Erichs did the double iron claw, and then Michael Oku did the single leg Boston Crab. So they did like the triple submission type thing.
Beast.
And so yeah, it was just like, I don't know why when you're picking who you put the Von Erichs with, you go to Michael Oku. So it kind of threw me off a little bit, but it was a thing that happened. One of the highlights on the show, out of all of them, Persephone and Julissa Mexa wrestled. I knew nothing about Julissa Mexa. I still don't really know much about her. She was quite good. I thought her moves looked really good. She moved well. At one point, she goes to the top and does a leaping cross body onto Persephone and gets Persephone directly in the nose. And so she starts bleeding a little bit, which added a little bit to it. But that was good. Out of everything, the ending was a little rough where something happened where I think they just maybe had a miscommunication. But overall, I did like that. Persephone, I think we've talked about Persephone a few times. I do like Persephone. That match showed that like there's still something missing there.
I think she's a lot earlier on in her journey than people realize. Yeah, I think she'll get there. I think
she's very early, and seeing Julissa, I was more impressed with Julissa that entire match than I was with Persephone. Nothing she did was really like that out there.
I do remember her now that you bring up her NXT name. I do remember her.
Wasn't she in 2.0?
Yeah, she was with the not the one that Valentina Ferrara, I think, something like that. I remember her.
All right, so the talent changes again, I presume, on episode 3, Kaden.
Yeah. Also, Joe, just to add, like, because there's some other squash matches too. Like Lance Archer gets a squash. This is also the only appearance of Bandito. The main event of this show is Bandito, Commander, Mascara Dorada, and Shula. I think it's how you say his name. Joa. And they defeat Ari Daivari, Tony Nese, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson.
That's not too bad.
So
it wasn't for the first 10 minutes. And for some reason, the ending, just like no one knew what to do, and everybody just had miscommunications, and it just like went down the drain.
Damn.
Okay. So this is a genuine question.
Yeah.
I struggle to know why they're doing squash matches. What is the, with the audience that watches this show, like what is that? Archer's different because Archer is like, his gimmick is kind of his squash.
Yes.
Like I presume they're not building to Bandito and Archer. So like, why does Archer get Ring of Honor television squash wins?
No, and that's the main problem that I immediately noticed with what they're doing with Ring of Honor. Of like, there's no. You could just use Ring of Honor as dark and just do squashes with TV guys like they used to do, and that would be fine. Right. But they're doing squash matches with people who aren't going to be used on television, and at the same time, like at least for like a year or so ago, they still gave every once in a while a good match on TV, or they do something to like push an angle for the pay-per-view. It seems like they like with Bandito, they're doing something with him and Blake Christian have this entire thing because he's mad. Blake Christian is upset that there was someone who got a title. Oh, it was Mascara Dorada. He's upset that Mascara Dorada got a title shot before he did, and he thinks he deserves a solo title shot rather than survival of the fittest. So that is at least something that they've done. Okay. And Jay Lethal turned heel,
right?
And is having a feud with Bandito, and they set up a match between Jay Lethal and Tommy Billington. So at least like story there.
Some story, yeah.
But that was it. There is nothing else really going on, and even then, that wasn't even referenced, I believe, on the next episode.
So format-wise, I presume it's predominantly matches.
It's literally just matches.
Do you get promos at all, or just a couple?
I think Jay Lethal had one, and that's the only one I can vividly remember. I know before. I remember which match it was. Before this, there's a match on the third show, which was the third show was weird because it has two matches that took place in Ontario, California at the Dynamite taping, and then the rest of them are all in Australia from Grand Slam. But first, there's a Skyflight match: Dante Darius Scorpio versus Shea Cabrera and Badu Tito and Shane Haste. And that one, they don't do a promo, but they do Riccaboni does a video package explaining the match.
Which is, that's tremendous. Doing a video page for that match is godly.
However, the match went 5 minutes, 13 seconds and was a glorified squash for Skyflight.
Well, I guess
So I don't know why they did
it was the longest match on any of these shows.
I gotta look. I think it might have been Mina. No. Okay, so the longest singles match, I believe, was Mina and Chevs had Charlie Evans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who that is.
Mina and Charlie Evans in Australia had an 8-minute, 31-second match, which I enjoyed that one. Probably my favorite match out of all of them, just because I like those two a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Longest match in general was 14 minutes, 15 seconds, that 8-man tag match, the Luchadors versus Swirl and Premier Athletes.
So, basically what it is, still, and correct me if I'm wrong, you watch 3 episodes, so folks, if you're an expert, if you watch more of it in the chat, correct us. It sounds like it's still very much, they get to TV, and the people that aren't working TV do a match Ring of Honor, basically. Like,
that is 100% the vibe I get. It's why
Yeah.
it's so difficult to really talk about the show in any meaningful manner,
Right. 'Cause it's
and
just
why I
spare
don't
matches.
think anybody does. It's literally spare matches, and they sprinkle in some story just so they have something ready if they ever want to do something and like actually build an angle, which is what that's the vibe I get of like, that's why they did the lethal thing. That's why they did anything with Blake and Bandito. Is if Tony wants to run either of those matches on the pay-per-view or decides, and let's throw it on this TV episode as a special, or let's throw it on Collision, he has a reason to do it. That's pretty much
So,
all I can. It's all it looks like. Everything else is literally just, hey, let's just do this because these people are sitting here and they're not being used on TV. We'll give them
Right.
5 minutes against some local guys and call it a day.
Do we have any understanding of the process? Like, is this a full Tony Khan vehicle still, or is there like, do we know anything about this? Because I don't personally. I don't know who's doing what when it comes to
I don't fully know. I've tried
Right.
finding out and have gotten bits and pieces, but nothing like I can concrete say. But it's very odd.
It is, because I don't know what. It almost feels like Ring of Honor television is a different entity to the 2 free pay-per-views we get a year. You know, like they're.
It is.
Because we kind of realize that, because when we cover the pay-per-views on the Grin, the card gets announced like the week off, doesn't it? Because it's just like,
Sometimes
we have
the
a
day
pay-per-view,
of,
do-
yeah,
the day of.
sometimes-
Like,
Yeah, last time it was the day of.
I just don't.
Yeah. That's weird.
It's I don't understand what it's trying to be. Like,
Yeah.
and
Nor do I,
Kaden,
yeah.
like
Nor do
I
I.
think you
Mhm.
very much came to the same conclusion. It's what we even thought like before, we watched any of it or you watch any of it. It's just like, what is ROH supposed to do?
Yeah.
And what purpose does it serve
Like
an audience member? What purpose does it serve a wrestler?
Yeah.
What does it do for
Like,
anyone?
Kaden, besides the Bandito stuff, is there any other story going on? Like like week to, it's literally just matches.
There is, from what I saw, there was literally nothing. It seems like they could have done something between that Diana, High on Maya World, and MIT thing. Like, it seems like that could have continued into the next 2 episodes. Nothing continued. And I was consistently, at the end of every episode, I watched to see if maybe an angle would happen. No, match ended. It was over.
Okay, here's a
They
question.
closed the show.
How often does one episode revisit prior weeks and say, like, this happened last time? Does that happen at all?
I didn't notice any.
Damn, they used to at least do that.
Yeah,
I
they
did
used
not-
to do like recaps. I remember.
I did not see any of it. There's definitely a chance that it did happen when I
Right.
was like, because I was trying to like get like, there was points where I was just trying to get to the next match
Mhm.
because
Okay.
they'd be like just doing those like the little video packages before a match that were random. So there's a like, but out of what I actively watched, which I
Right.
tried to watch as much of those 3 episodes as I could, didn't see anything.
I think
there
just-
was
they,
no-
they definitely
That's
don't
weird.
exist then because you would have seen
Yeah.
them at least once.
Yeah, you would notice.
Yeah,
like,
I think I
especially
would have
the
seen something.
Bandito thing. They would do like the last week
Strange.
this happened.
And I'm sure, like, you
Yeah.
can tell me I'm wrong. I'm sure generally you watch it and it's like, it's, guys are wrestling and it's fine. But I just don't, I don't know what, I
See,
don't know. I don't
Here's
know.
here's my problem. JJ's like bringing up it's like developmental and having people in their
Yeah.
ring to see what they have. What are they? It's not actually developing anyone because they're not real matches.
It's not.
And
Yeah, there's just some squashes.
it's
Yeah,
like you can see what they have just by their matches on the indies. And I guess if it's in their ring, it's fine. But like by the matches they're having, what am I going to get a real look at?
I
You
don't
know?
know. Yeah, I don't know what I'd actually be intrigued. I'd be intrigued as to the examples of where it's worked, and I don't know if there aren't any because I don't watch it close
Yeah.
enough. So I'm just
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
The only person who I think Zeta Steel got a match with Johnny Robbie, went a little under 3 minutes. That's someone who I think like if you wanted to put someone like her on a Ring of Honor to get some time with indie people and just get accustomed to that weekly television wrestling, that's the correct way to do it. Sisters of Sin also have a tag match on that show, which was very clunky and weird. I don't really think it was their fault. I think it was the talent they were working, but that's another one of like get some people who obviously do need some time to get a little better. I love Sky Blue. Jules could use a little bit more time, just have more
Definitely,
consistent matches.
Mhm.
Well,
But like that's what you should be doing instead of Mark Davis beating the Tuck Man in 5 minutes and 7
Hold on.
seconds.
What is that?
Oh my god, I need to find a picture of the Tuck Man and his
It just
and his.
the way you're
full-
just. It just feels like it just feels like the way you're describing it, like shows just happen in a vacuum. But like if you're trying to run it as like, because it literally airs every week. If you're trying to run it as like this weekly thing, and there's no connection between the weeks, like you're just running like house shows that you're taping.
Yeah, and I have to
William
wonder,
wants
like,
chat to clue us in further if you have any further take on it. Go on, Novi, sorry.
I have to wonder how seriously like the talent actually takes it, because like I think if you're a guy like Beast Mortos, he's obviously doing fucking bits the whole time. But even if you're like an indie guy, how seriously are you taking this ROH taping? Like, if you know you're not going to get signed or whatever, how, like, what can you even do?
Oh
my
fuck,
god!
yes.
Hold on now. Well, hold on now.
That guy looks awesome.
This is the Tuck Man. I loved seeing the Tuck Man. I want to see more of him in AEW. He was fucking awesome. I just don't think there was any benefit to having Mark Davis be the one working him.
But I guess it was Australia, right?
It was Australia.
Like,
that's the thing. It was
He's got a
Australia.
good look.
That's why, like,
Hold on now.
the main event of that show was Robbie Eagles defeating Sean Dean, which was awesome. Like, it was cool. The match was fine. It was cool seeing Robbie Eagles getting to win in the main event of Ring of Honor in Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would have. I think you could have done something a little more substantial. Of like, just give the people who need to be working these shows are not Dalton Castle and the Outrunners. If you're going to treat it like developmental, it should be people who are who need time
I don't get the
be on TV. I don't get it at all.
I'm still baffled by why the Outrunners were like banished to Ring of Honor after they
I
just
don't-
started getting fucking having good
With
matches.
fucking Dalton Castle.
Yeah, and I like.
When was the last
Outrunners?
Outrunners match on Dynamite?
They had
I don't know.
Wow.
Joe, they had a 7-minute, 22-second match. Dalton Castle and the Outrunners versus Jack Osborne, Sam Osborne, and Will Kiedis.
Why?
Hey, Kaden,
Yeah.
give me your top 5, brother, for all the people you saw.
I'm going to do that in 1 second. I have one
Okay.
more thing I want to add.
Please.
I didn't know this included.
At one point in this, and this was probably the thing that stood out most to me about these tapings. Sean Dean and Robbie Eagles have this match. At one point, Sean Dean does a Bronco Buster. That Riccaboni makes sure, Riccaboni makes sure to tell the people it is called the BBC. And he
Oh
goes,
my god!
and he goes, what? Riccaboni sells this incredibly and goes, what? What is that? You can't say that. And Caprice
on
Coleman says, get your mind out of the gutter, Riccaboni. It means the Bronco busting cowboy, I think, or something akin to that.
Excellent work, fellas.
something like that. And they spend a good 3 minutes after this because Sean Dean does it multiple times. And when he lines up for the last one, he goes, y'all aren't ready for the BBC. Y'all want to see the BBC again?
Bro.
And
the brothers just full on just popping themselves. All right.
and it leads to Riccaboni saying, are y'all ready for the BBC? It's time to see if we can handle it.
Bro, what
Come
the fuck
on.
are they having my boy
Bro,
Ian
it was
Riccaboni do?
so-
Bro,
it
like
was-
that's
What the hell?
Hey,
Bro.
it was Captain.
He's a white
Bronco
guy just
busting
saying
captain.
the BBC. Like, come
Yes,
on,
they did
'Cause
extensive
Because he's
popping
the
themselves
captain,
over.
Sean Dean.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm
They
getting-
extensively popped themselves over calling the move the BBC and found as many ways to make BBC jokes as possible.
most enticing part of that whole segment. Yeah.
Sounds like the fucking.
Yes.
Thank you,
Brian
Kaden.
bit.
Kaden did a great
Yeah.
job. Kaden,
Yeah.
who's your top 5, mate?
God, there were like 80 wrestlers on the show. I'll say Maya World. She fucking rules. Bandito is number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
Let's throw the Beast Mortos in there.
Did you see a Billington match?
Billington didn't work. They set up Billington, but Billington didn't work a match.
Did Priest wrestle?
No.
You could put Tuckman on there.
So I'll put Mark Davis and let's throw the Tuck Man.
Fuck yeah.
Fascinating. That was fascinating. All right, thank you, Kaden Lee.
I can put
Folks,
Athena
it's-
in there too, but I'll stick with the Tuck
No,
Man.
don't do the woke thing. Just be honest.
No, I'll keep Tuck Man.
Yeah.
Folks, it is time for our main event. The Oracle of Wrestling has not a single note, and he's going to close his program out because this is going to be very much a committee effort. It's time to head to AMC. 5 weeks ago, we sat as a family and watched the TNA premiere, which was so bad that we were convinced that half the audience was going to be gone by the following week. and it is with surprise and excitement, I tell you, they have actually gained viewership since then and appear to have momentum with the television viewer. What makes this most interesting is the Oracle of Wrestling is the only person I know or follow on social media that is still watching the show, and yet they appear to be doing well on television. Maybe the biggest evidence yet of how much of a bubble we all live in, because I'm stunned at how little buzz the show has online. Like, so much so that when we were scheduling Grin Grappler, we would talk about, man, we're going to have to avoid Thursdays for a couple months. Nope, we just did Thursdays, and our audience didn't at all have to adjust to that. Like, yeah, makes sense. Oracle. First question. Is it fair to say they have settled down considerably since episode 1, if nothing else?
Yeah, they've certainly settled down. There's more wrestling on their shows now, which is obviously, I don't know, basically a net positive because it's a wrestling company, or at least it's supposed to be. I honestly have not seen a single episode with which I would give the definition of good. But I don't think I've seen anything even close to as bad as the first episode. In fact, I haven't for certain.
Right.
It's weird. Like, their biggest stars are clearly the Hardys, yet they're rarely on TV. They'll do like promos every week, and like they're in these like multi-man tags and shit. Because I mean, what else are you gonna do with those guys? It's obvious Jeff still has a little something in the tank, but at the risk of diving into too deep discussion, it's obvious that like there's a risk there, right, of like using him in any sort of
and they need him to they need to be healthy too, beyond even that.
Correct.
Right? So,
And Matt, who I've always been a big defender of and has had a great mind for wrestling, just can't physically do it anymore. He just can't. But what I will say for them is they're the most over people on the which they're the Hardys, they're wrestling Hall of Famers, so it's not that surprising. Let's see. Ollie's really good. Confirms what I've always known. Well, we'll just pretend the last 5 years didn't happen. Before he got good last year, but before he got good again last year. He's quite good. He has several good matches. Like I said, I'll said before the show, or maybe I said it when we got on the air. I can't remember. I've got a list of matches here that I'll read, which is admittedly pretty small. There might even be 3 or 4, maybe even just I don't even know how many that are on here, honestly. But I do enjoy him. He and his group with John Schuyler, who I used to see on the Indies all the time, and I've always been a fan of. Tasha Steeles, who's great.
Jason Hotch, right?
Yep. Jason Hotch, the other guy. I always forget his fucking name. I never.
They're a good act, right?
And then who's the Agent Zero?
Yeah, Collier. Yeah, they're a talented crew, I think. Yeah.
But another act that I I have found myself enjoying, almost not ironically, are the Elegance brand, who are let's be clear, they're way overused, but I gotta tell you, when they came out there in the Breaking Bad stuff, it was great. I mean, it made no sense. Breaking Bad ended 13 years ago, but it still ruled. That match was fun. I really like the tall one. I just call her that. I don't even what's the
Maggie. Is it Maggie Lee?
Yeah.
Maggie Lee.
I like, they're basically like every horseshit women's group gimmick that wrestling has done the last decade. They're just overexposed. If they limited their exposure, I think they would be a little bit more enjoyable. Maggie Lee is actually pretty decent in the ring. Heather Reckless is okay. Ash is a fine manager, as in terms of like kind of the over the topness. I mean, as a wrestler, no one wants to watch that. But so let's see.
How's Mr. Elegance?
Oh yeah, I forgot about. I don't even. Yeah, but again, I have it on mute, so I don't ever hear any of the things going on there. Let me think about this. Tessa Blanchard finally made TV. Unfortunately, we'll move on.
Yeah. Do you trust the system?
The system?
Yeah. Do you trust them?
They've added Bear Bronson to the group now.
They have. And
He's
Cedric
good.
Alexander.
Who's pretty good. Bear Bronson's pretty good talent.
Follows me on Twitter, that guy.
Wow.
There's a lot of Eddie Edwards promos. He seems to be like a focal point of the promotion, which I mean, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Sure.
Probably probably about 10 years to
It feels bold. I love Eddie, but yeah, it feels bold.
Yeah. I mean,
very big.
There's way too many. I can't figure out this authority figure situation. There's all kinds of Santino Morella and whatever Sonya Deville's name is now, Gary or whatever the fuck. He comes out and yells at people and basically plays the gimmick she did in 2021, which was channel changing at the time, and somehow they've gained viewers in the last month. That's by far the worst part of their TV is that horseshit. I just don't even like. I mean, because again, I don't really pay too much attention. Oh, this is a big one. So they had this terrible feud with what's Nemeth's brother? Ryan
Nem.
Sade.
Yeah, with Dakar Jackson, Mari Sade. I suppose how you say that. This terrible intergender feud that's just gone on endlessly. They had one skit where they did like football or something. And,
yeah, she did the Mr. Perfect. She threw the football to herself.
Mr. Perfect was very bad. Let's see. Nick's still hanging around doing his thing.
What is he doing? Is he featured?
He's just there.
What? Why is he not featured?
Oh, did he still have the trophy?
I don't know.
Maybe I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was talking about Shinsuke the last time he was on. So, oh yeah, Mike Santana's the world champ. He's not very good in the ring, unfortunately. But he's really cool.
Actually, genuinely, it's just for opinion that legitimately he is, and I like Mike Santana a lot. But Oracle is experienced in the last 6 weeks, saying that I've struggled with over the last year or so, where it's like the idea of him is a lot more fun than when he actually has a main event match. He always works hard.
Yeah,
the ideas are always all over the place.
His instincts are kind of bad.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, they are.
His instincts are very Swerve-esque.
I think he's trying way too hard sometimes. He packs his matches full of shit.
They did this angle at the end of the show a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't really sure what the hell was going on. Where because Steve Macklin got fired in the Feast for Fire gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
They did this whole terrible skit where Eric Young laughed in his face and got a title shot or some bullshit. No, Eric Young's around doing something. I don't even remember what, but he had some terrible segment the other week. So Steve Macklin has this whole promo where he's talking about how he's leaving and all this stuff, and then he and Mike Santana getting this face to face almost pull apart brawl. It's bizarre. I don't even know. It seemed like they were teasing one final match for Macklin or something. I don't know. It was a bizarre angle that they never really they haven't fully followed up on. Man,
I have some names I want to throw your way if that would help. Yeah. How many Brian Myers matches have you seen?
Oh fuck, maybe 2.
Wow. How are the Righteous doing?
The Righteous, big fan. They cut promos basically every week.
Excellent news.
That's basically all they do is they just cut promos. I think they're in they're in the deal where they're feuding with the Hardys and all that in the system, or they're teaming with the Hardys against the system.
They're teaming with the Hardys. They're teaming with the Hardys.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they're teaming with the Hardys against the system. I mean, they just cut a promo every week. And
how's Elijah getting on?
Elijah had a really good match with Ali, where Ali took a bunch of big bumps last night. I mean, he's still running with a gimmick.
Yeah.
He's getting
Is-
along.
is-
That's one way to put it.
Is Frankie Kazarian back in the picture?
Frankie Kazarian is back in the picture. He confronted someone last night, but I don't remember who it was.
Is Leon Slater been on a lot? I know he had the visa thing start of the year.
I don't think I've seen Leon in a while. Trey Miguel's back there, of course,
Yep.
and he's
Yep.
you know.
Been Trey.
Yep.
I'm looking here at the.
Can I ask about
Squad.
somebody?
Yes, please do. Yeah.
Oracle, do you have any extensive thoughts on BDE? What has he been up to? I'm very
BDE.
curious.
So we had a match with Nick Nemeth a couple weeks back. That was like 2.5 stars.
Oh shit! Hold on.
If that. Other than that, I mean, like, I don't know. He's been kind of in a thing with Nemeth, but he's just sort of hanging around. There's not a lot of the main focal points are the System versus the Hardys and the Righteous, and then of course the Elegance brand and all their shit on the women's division, and then basically, I don't know. Ollie kind of runs the mid card in some ways.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did how's Indy Hartwell getting on?
Oh man, she had a match with I think it was Heather Reckless the other night. That was bad. She's terrible, awful wrestler.
Um,
I have one.
Yeah.
Has Mance Warner been around at all?
Great question.
Mance and Steph cut promos like every week.
They're a fun act, right?
They
Fun act.
are, and they never get them on TV enough. Like, I like them; they're one of the best parts of the whole show. I can't remember. They went into somebody's locker room and started a whole hoopla. I can't remember what.
What is the I saw they've given some. I saw she had a squash match, Lana Black, and then she had like some promo time.
Oh yeah, she cut another one last night. I didn't have the volume on.
Yeah.
Who would
We were
want
talking about
to?
Shinsuke. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about Top Dollar?
Top Dog. Oh, that's who confronted. That's who they confronted. Thank you. They confronted Top
Oh,
Dollar. Mance and Steph confronted Top Dollar. I believe is who they confronted, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Question: why is there like?
Fuck. Ariana and Stax are like the
Yes. Because that overlaps in NXT a lot too. Yeah.
Wait, what happened? What happened? Oracle, what did
Ariana
you say?
Grace is like the main character of the whole fucking promotion. She's
Why is
actually
there?
talented. I'll give it to her. She's not very good in the ring, but she's talented as an act.
Yeah. Why do all the episodes have just like 4 matches? What's that Netflix thing about? What's all that about?
I
Come
don't
on,
know. And again, as weird as it sounds, it's actually better because the wrestling seems more than it was. I think the biggest issue with the AMC deal is the ads are actually the worst I've ever seen.
I was just about to ask about the
Yeah.
ads. Are they still as
Yeah.
bad as the premiere?
Yeah.
It's like really bad.
In terms of format, are they still just very much their like version of WWE? Are there any quirks you've seen?
It's basically like it's basically a watered down version of Shawn Michaels NXT.
Yeah.
That's what it
So,
was.
of the stuff we've covered, it seems like NXT and TNA are the shows that are most. I'll be careful what order to use it. Traditional in terms of like week to week stories, right?
Yes.
Because obviously MLW doesn't have TV, NWA definitely wasn't that, and Ring of Honor definitely wasn't that. So, but it sounds like it's so familiar in format that it almost doesn't even have a unique hook. It's just kind of more wrestling if you like it. Yeah.
Mhm.
In terms of talent, Oracle, would you say it's a fair assessment that they have a healthy amount of guys that could be valuable in the mid card, but they really lack main event talent?
Oh,
Would that
they
be
have
fair?
nobody in the main event that really could drive anything. I mean, it's they really don't have anybody. It's actually it's bizarre. Like, once we break down the my 5 favorites, I mean it's really thin, and nobody's like. I mean, I've sort of been playing around, but like nobody's really that bad. I mean, there's
Yeah.
honestly, I hate to say it, but the women's division is probably the worst in terms of the in ring.
The talent's really bad.
They got a really bad pool.
They were really good at times in the late 2010s and early 2020s with their women's roster, and now it's just completely
Is
depleted.
Danny Luna back yet?
Yeah,
or-
where the hell is
She is back. She just
Alright.
came back.
Yeah, she just came back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Knockouts division, I think, is in terms of talent, it's the lightest it's ever been. I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like what it was before with AMC in a lot of ways, which is it's a 5 out of 10. Like you don't watch it and go, "This is fucking terrible," but it's just
it's very middling. It's honestly not the worst background wrestling.
right.
Like I said, like the best description is what I just gave a few minutes ago. Is that it's really a watered down version of NXT, and like it's not as in your face as NXT is, because NXT is just completely chaotic.
Yeah.
Whereas
but it equally isn't as alive, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, TNA is just sort of like got a bunch of goofy shit going on, but it's a lot more subdued and like not to harp on the negative too much, but it's also more lame, which sounds kind of crazy because you know what I mean.
No, I believe that. Yeah. We need to be clear. This is a great moment for perspective. The SmackDown Women's Division is bad. It has nothing on TNA.
Yeah.
Difference here, bro.
I would also say like the SmackDown Women's Division is more mismanaged than it is like outright. Because there's people in that division, they just book like shit.
Like even someone like Kiana in TNA would be like such a breath of fresh air. Like it's just the TNA crew is bad, dude. Okay, so before we get to your top 5, can you give us your spreadsheet update when it comes to TNA? What additions they've made to the spreadsheet?
We'll look at the matches here. Oh shit! Sorry about banging my mic violently. I'm done.
No problem, pal.
That's nothing new with me. Let's see here. First day.
That was incredible, bro.
Let's see. Hold on.
This is what it comes to. But our main event at 2 hours 20 is going to be Oracle updating us on the spreadsheet.
Let's see here. Because I have everything in chronological order, so I have to find the Impact matches. Because I was very well prepared for this show. Okay, Jeff Hardy versus Mustafa Ali.
Yep.
Impact January 22nd.
Yep. 3.25.
Bang.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right.
Combing through the SmackDown matches.
It's the mellow matches, bro.
Let's see here. That was it for January. Okay. Get to okay. All right. Oh man. All right, here we go.
This one fed, brother.
Good. I really enjoyed this one, like legitimately. Elijah and Jada Stone versus Mustafa Ali and Tasha Steelz. Impact February 5th, 3.25.
Strong. Right.
And this was good. I enjoyed this. This is where they did the Breaking Bad gimmick. The Angel Warriors and Indy Hartwell versus the Elegance Brand, 3 stars, February 5th.
Damn.
Wow. Who are the Angel Warriors?
Oh, fuck. Who were they?
It's Zaya Brookside and
thank you. Yes. Zaya and
the former Zia Lee. I don't
yes, the former Zia
Lee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then there was one more. No, there was 2 more.
Oh my God, 4 in Feb?
4 already?
February 12th, Impact. Mike Santana, Moose, and the Hardys versus the System of Bear Bronson, Brian Myers, Cedric Alexander, and Eddie Edwards.
8-man tag, baby. Let's get it.
I gave that 3 stars. And then just last night, which I think that and the mixed tag were probably the best I've seen. Elijah versus Mustafa Ali in a guitar case casket match was last night, February 19th.
So
what was that? What was the rating on that?
3/4. So I have to stress the reason I celebrated that is because when I was preparing for this show, I saw this match. I didn't get to see it, but I saw it listed. 8-man tag, the one that he just mentioned, 21 minutes on that. Full collision, bro. Full collision. I said Oracle better have gave this 3 stars. Fucking hell. They went all that distance. All right, what's your top 5, Oracle? Who you got, mate?
Ollie's 1.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Tasha Steelz too because she's awesome as a second and she's a good worker.
Yeah, I like Tasha.
3. I might just honestly probably go with Jeff Hardy.
Just on star power and still can go a little bit.
4. I think the interview lady does a really good job. I'm not being ironic. The chick from
Gia?
Alabama. She's
Gia Miller.
She's very charming. Very charming.
And 5 would be the tall one from the Elegance brand.
The tall one.
Yeah.
Which we figured this out earlier. Her name is
Maggie Lee.
Maggie Lee, but it's M by Elegance, I think,
M
right?
by Elegance.
Yeah, M by Elegance, yeah.
There you go. Shout out Maggie. She's got a lot of potential. There you go. There you go. Final question from Young Blink in the chat. How big is Carlos Silva's presence on the show? Great question.
I don't think I've seen him once since he was on the premiere.
All right. There you go. There you go. All right.
He ran out of hats.
TNA is heating up. There you go. That's a good question. What do you think of the commentary? Anything on the commentary, Oracle? Very well. Let's go Oracle celebrating his segment. Oracle, anything on the commentary? Anything on the commentary?
Oh, I don't like the commentary.
Oh man, that was superb, wasn't it? That was perfect. All right, thank you, Oracle. Folks, that brings us to a close here.
Oracle's not listening to that podcast.
Yeah, the very first best of the rest. It's not something we're going to do often. Do it occasionally. We could mix up the format, obviously, put in some other promotions, do some different things. But we hope you enjoyed this. This was something different. And we had ourselves a hell of a time, if you ask me. So please tell us, in the comments what you thought of the show and whether you'd like to see more stuff like this. If you'd like to see us do the same thing elsewhere, internationally, different promotions, wherever it seems like the chat enjoyed it, which is always the main priority. If you haven't already, please like the video. We're going to do some plugs. We're going to get on out of here. Novi, tell the people about your movie channel.
There's a channel linked in the channel section on this channel where I watch movies and sometimes review them. I talk broad about them as well. Go check that out. There should be a video out soon. Was in LA, didn't record a fucking thing. Just how it goes sometimes. But there'll be a video out here pretty soon.
Yeah, tremendous. And we may be working on something. Hi, emoji.
Whoa.
Kaden Lee, any plugs?
Nope.
Fair. Oracle, any plugs?
Tuesday,
Yeah.
February 24th. I don't know what time yet. I probably can't do earlier than 8, but it's going to be later, right?
It'll be 9 now.
9, yeah, well, yeah, that's going to be almost perfect for me. Tuesday, February 24th, Final Four, which takes place in the same building of which I graduated high school and college in.
Great main event on that. I'm very excited.
That main event is fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah. Very, very exciting. And Perks Riot. Next up, Grin, Grappler, Rick Martel. Should be fun. Donnie,
Ricky Martel.
Tell the people about your new LNG Productions project, which we're going to try and get here sooner than later.
Yeah. So, folks, I'm going to be doing a monthly episodic docuseries covering what I consider to be the best in-ring stretch in the history of the World Wrestling Federation, the quote-unquote reality era, which is a stupid name, so we're going to workshop it. This is going to be 2013 through 2014 WWE. I have 6 spotlights. The first episode, which I can say because I already tweeted it, is going to be based on CM Punk, the man who hated his life, hated his bosses. Phil hated his life, hated his job, hated his bosses, and had still maybe the best in-ring year of his entire career. I'll be talking about the circumstances surrounding his year, the actual matches that he had, and why him specifically stood out in this era. I love this era with all my heart, and so I'm really excited to do this. I have it written already. I just have to record it and tinker with it a bit, so hopefully soon. But yeah, God bless.
Folks, we've had a quiet start to your own productions because we had a couple of delays that are out of our hands, but things are very close. There's going to be a chamber draft next week, for Chamber Week, which is an absolute hoot. We recommend that when it comes out. There's going to be, probably in the next 2 weeks, the first episode of the Criterion Collection. You're also looking at, in the next week or so, finally getting that AJ video out there. The wait will be worth it because of for reasons that will reveal themselves when you see the video. So stay tuned for that. And also, what's up, Donnie?
No, I also forgot to mention that I will also be doing like companion episodes on the Discord so we can keep that thing moving. I'll be actually showing you guys the matches, the angles, the promos. We'll be watching all that stuff in Discord. I have to find all the stuff. So
yes, sir.
That's
Donnie's series is mentioned, so a bunch of stuff coming up on productions. As far as this channel, if you're a Colliders Unite member, Collision tomorrow, as always. Novi has told me he's booked. That's all that matters to me. Novi, we're going to have fun. Sunday, Ibu the Vault. We are going to be watching champion versus champion matches, which is a compilation upload they just made, and it's about an hour and 40, I think. We're going to watch that tomorrow. Sunday, Ibu the Vault.
I'll be there.
Monday, Holbert House Show. Tuesday, Final Four. Wednesday, WCW Lives. And then next Friday, week from tonight, we are headed to New Jersey for a new beginning USA Grin Along.
Oh.
Andrade Suji. God, that's actually a really good card.
I didn't know that was
really,
happening next week.
yeah,
I'll be there.
Yeah,
It's
I will
very
literally be
good.
there.
yeah.
It's so good to the point, Joe, where I considered, because I don't work Friday night, I was like, do I book a last minute flight and go to New Jersey?
It's a really strong. I'm just pulling up, man, because I'm.
It's
again,
Athena Shuri. The
That's
Knockout
right,
Brothers
yeah.
are wrestling the Gates of Agony.
Oh.
Tomohiro Ishii is wrestling Bolton Oleg. Andrade's wrestling Yota Tsuji.
Yum.
David Finley's on that card. Ricochet's on that card.
Bad match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strong. So that'll be next Friday's show. The week after that is going to be the WCW list show. So if you haven't already on the Discord, get your top 5 WCW matches in order. We're going to compile a list. I'm going to put a tweet out there too for those of you not on the Discord. There'll probably be sometime next week. So stay tuned for that. But this was a hell of a time. Please like the video if you haven't already. If you can, please comment what you thought of this format. When we're done, comment it below. It helps us out, and it also gives us some insights as to what you guys want. If you have a recommendation in terms of the formats you guys would like, we could do stuff in Japan, we could do it in Mexico. We could do something really fun where we do a similar format, not the same branding, but we go back in time and do something where everyone takes a promotion for a couple months. That would be really interesting, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like going back to fucking 1996 and each of us get one assignment within that could be interesting. So
That'd be awesome.
comment any recommendations. Tell us what you thought of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a great weekend. If you're an LNG Gold member, we'll see you along the way. But either way, have a great weekend. Keep grinning. All how enjoy this outro. Goodbye.